You know, unlike last year where we had one thing that we really wanted to do was launch Minecraft, this year there's not one exciting thing. It's kind of more of like a celebration of this entire year since we've launched, like all of the amazing communities that have developed within the bigger Minecraft community.
I think tomorrow is going to be madness. 7,000 people from countries all across the world are coming down to Paris and meeting up here.
Friday night, and we are about 30 hours away from being completely done, and we have 16 hours. So we need about double what we have, that's my guess.
So we have people coming with their little babies and someone coming with their little 3-year-old who plays the Pocket Edition, and then they play the PC version to parents, grandparents, people who play by themselves. So it's a pretty awesome thing to get all of those people in one room with this common denominator of we love Minecraft.
We are, what, 22 hours out right now? I think 22? A little less. We are 21 hours out, and some of the exhibitors are still just showing up.
There are almost 50 different panels. We have a lot of new stuff to show, and we're gonna have an opening ceremony looking at what has happened since last MineCon, because a lot of things have happened. We have tournaments in Scrolls and in Cobalt. We have PvP tournaments in Minecraft, Pocket Edition server running, and yeah, that's just some of the things. I can't really remember everything now.
All right, we're about 12 hours out, and I'm hoping to get at least a few hours of sleep tonight. I have to be on stage tomorrow. It is as exciting as anything gets. We just did a bunch of run-throughs, saw the videos, listened to the sound here, and from the reports we got a text saying that at the hotel you could hear the music playing from in here. We are basically going to rock the entire kind of Disney Lake Quad area.
Lindsay from Cursed here. You're either hanging out watching this on the live stream or you're running around MineCon here at Disneyland Paris. I just want to let you guys all know that we'll be giving away sweet Jinx swag all throughout the weekend. So if you want your chance to win, go to Twitter, join the conversation about MineCon 2012, and boom, you've just given yourself the opportunity to win sweet Jinx swag like this. If you want more information, head over to the Cursed booth here at MineCon or head over to minecraftforum.net. Thanks for watching. See ya.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Hello, live stream. Where's the camera for the live stream? Is it
right?
Is it over there?
Okay.
Hello.
Right. So,
hello, live stream. How are you doing?
Hello. Right, we always will tend to start and wrap things up with a particular little phrase that hopefully you guys may have seen in our series that we wanted to kind of start with. So like we usually say good day, and if we could do that and then you guys could say it back, we think that'd be
we haven't met yet, right? It's a gentlemanly greeting. So we haven't seen each other yet.
So we'll go good day, and then you guys
good day, and then you say it back. So
yeah,
let's count it in.
3, 2, 1. Good
day. Lovely.
Lovely.
Amazing.
Right, so we're Hat Films. To my right is
Ross Hornby, aka DJ H3 Max. Thank you. You're too kind, all of you.
And to my left is...
I am Chris Trott, aka Trottimus. Thank you. And to my right...
Hi, I'm Mal Smithy, aka Smith.
And we are the genius that is Hat Films.
Titled by Lydia.
Thank you very much to the kind people that titled it. But
honestly, though, it's a great privilege to be on this stage. So thank you very much to Lydia and Mojang for giving us this
and to you guys, who, of course, the main reason we're actually even here. Lydia took some convincing. So I mean, you've seen our Minecraft trailers before, is that right?
The update ones are at 1.7.
What's everyone's favourite?
Right. Seriously.
Well, 1.7. Okay, that's good.
I mean, the intro yesterday. How did you guys find that? Was that okay? Yeah.
Awesome.
It was a long one. The doors were loud.
Yeah, doors.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and
really
the smashing of the potions as well. God, it's like being shell-shocked, doesn't it?
That wasn't my fault.
Woke everyone up there. That's important.
Yeah, so again, thanks to Mojang for giving us that opportunity to make that intro. We love making all of the trailers for everything. It's a great opportunity. That was probably the biggest project, the intro one, wasn't it? I mean, how long did that take?
Well, a whole week. Normally we do it in like 2 days. Because we only have 2 days. But we were lucky to get a week. So we managed to squeeze it all in, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So
yeah.
So let's travel back, shall we, ladies and gents?
Journey with us.
Journey back. With the time when...
Transition.
Yeah. Should we say how we started out?
I guess so, yeah. I guess
so Hat Films sort of began at uni when we were slacking.
Yeah, we were just bored and thought, why do coursework when you can play Minecraft, which just came out in alpha.
Me and Ross went to university together.
Yeah.
Smith was at a different university because we didn't want to be near him.
Yeah.
Well, literally, I was in another country, so yeah. So yeah, I knew Chris before, and then these guys met, and then I came to visit, and I met Ross there as well. But yeah, I mean, these guys did. I mean, we get quite a few questions about what we did at uni, so go through that.
Yes, me and Ross did a television and film production course at university. It was in Portsmouth. It's a good course, and we learned a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
It gets you in the frame of mind of like, okay, I want to do this. Can I finish now so that I can actually do it?
Yeah, right, yeah.
So we were in our 3rd year, and we were doing essays, and then Minecraft came along, and we didn't do essays.
Yeah, we stopped. We stopped those essays and thought, well, we'll just spend all night playing Minecraft.
And Smith joined in.
Most of you have probably experienced.
Yeah, and then I got a Skype call from these guys, because we played a few things before together just for fun. They're like, oh, have you heard of Minecraft? And I'm like, no, I haven't actually. And they're like, oh, you should try it. And we went on, and then we just started building things. And I think the first thing I decided to do, which I really regretted at the time, was build a railway under a sea. And I didn't realize how long things took. And I was literally there for about 6 hours.
Didn't you build a diving bell?
Yeah, and a diving bell, yeah.
I was like, what the hell are you building? And you're like, oh yeah, it's a diving bell. I was like, oh, okay.
I was like, I'm going to build a railway under, like a channel tunnel, essentially. And then we just never used it.
And me and Trot built the 2 towers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to build the Mines of Moria.
Oh God, that was ridiculous.
Single-handedly.
Single-handedly building the mines. And we're like
1-to-1 scale.
Until we found online that there was one much bigger, and we're like, wow, we're not building that.
Yeah.
Stop building. Stop digging there. It's just a waste of time.
But then we realised that there was some YouTube videos like Sea Nanas.
Yeah.
Does anyone like Sea Nanas? He was awesome.
His introductory ones were amazing, and we were just like, well, this is something we could probably do. If we combine the stuff we learned from our TV course, with editing and stuff, we could just record it and see how it goes.
And we were dabbling with YouTube beforehand. We put up a controversial video.
Yeah, Dr.
About Jesus.
Trot, she was dressed up.
I was dressed up as Jesus, all right. And there was some guns involved.
And it's just
don't Google it.
It's very green screen, isn't it? It's got some nice effects work on it.
Yeah,
that's all right.
So. One of our first, it's still up there. So.
You can find
it. Still controversial.
Still, yeah. But yeah, so I mean, you guys had that grounding, and then I did PR and media at uni, which I mean, it's useful definitely, but I played a lot of computer games basically. Just used to play. I played
Wasn't
games.
Your actual final thing on World of Warcraft?
It was actually, yeah, I did my dissertation on the role of play and its representation of the individual, so like how people are represented. There was some big plague in World of Warcraft, and it was kind of a study of how some people wanted to spread it, so they're a bit destructive, some people wanted to help. And I mean, I'm a firm believer that games are a really interesting way to explore what people are. So, I mean, we all are, aren't we?
What mark did you get on that?
It's like a 2-1.
So
we got first, by the way.
Yeah, we got first.
We got first, which is the top mark.
I got a first in life, okay.
But either way, regardless of university, we decided to give YouTube a go.
Yeah, pretty much, and went full force with just like putting videos out every day with like Forsaken Lands.
Forsaken Lands.
So, which was, you know, when you watch it now, it's like terrible audio quality because we were just using like little headsets from like our iPhones.
And when you examine the map as well, like it's like, oh, it's a giant wall, it's empty.
Do we even have it? I don't think we have a clip of it.
Yeah, let's have a look at the clip if you've got it.
Oh, I don't know.
There should be one in there.
Come on, man.
Let's search.
Oh, that's dangerous. That is very dangerous. It's doing a search.
Searching for Forsaken.
It's not his computer, but...
Oh, okay.
Don't have it.
Don't
you
have
just have to YouTube it.
You just have the YouTube, it's all on there. But yeah, basically we were using headset mics and Audacity and ScreenFlow, was it?
Yeah.
ScreenFlow from Mac.
We actually used that for a long time still anyway, like, but we
both had Macs, didn't we? And Mike couldn't play Minecraft that well, so it was all recorded from Ross until like episode 6, where Smith burnt down a house that we built. Yeah. We spent 6 episodes building a house.
Hey.
And then he burnt it down. So it all started from there, really. And then after episode 6 is when we really started playing with editing and stuff like that, is when we thought, okay, talking over a game is fun, and there's 3 of us, which is cool. There's a bit of a dynamic there. But let's actually incorporate our skills as some sort of editing and incorporate like...
I think that's what Minecraft, that's the good thing about Minecraft, is the fact that, you know, it's an open world, so you can pretty much create anything in there. You can kind of just build sets without like worrying about cost or like, well, obviously there is some time involved, but you can be really imaginative, and we kind of use that to our advantage. And had the whole world, and you know, could be the camera and stuff like that. So that's kind of where we started.
Yep. So with that, we then moved on to time lapses. Like we sort of thought, oh, let's build some stuff and just have the camera generally sort of gently pan, using like very soft touches on the keys and stuff like that. Before any like awesome
coins
mods.
just to hold it there.
Yeah, I mean we use Cam Studio a lot of the time now, don't we?
At the time, time lapses were sort of on YouTube. We saw that no one had really done video time lapses properly. We've seen like 1 or 2. But there were people that had just got still shots of like in progress, like me building a bridge. And they had like a shot of 1 block, and then about 10 hours later, I guess, they had half a bridge, and it just showed slideshows. And we thought, why not actually like speed up footage and show the whole process? So we actually have the time lapses that were eventually emailed to Carl,
which is the kind of the beginning of
with awesome.
Bear in mind, you've seen Far UK stuff nowadays. Right.
This was pre-Far UK.
They're at the back over there.
They stole our idea.
Timeless is not
and did it infinitely better. but yeah, we're still proud of them in a sort of school, like preschool kind of way.
We tried. Marshmallow. Show the marshmallow one.
Gone?
No? Yeah.
Okay. So which one do you want to see? We got Marshmallow Keep. The one that's a cake.
Well, show the marshmallow. The marshmallow one is the one that Carl saw from Mojang. Like this is what kind of Bear
in mind. This is, you know, very early on in Minecraft's legacy.
Is this set up with audio?
Is this? I think it's got audio. So here we go. This is Marshmallow Keep. Can we get sound on this? Sound okay? Let's try again.
Oh god,
right.
it's like hardcore.
That That was hardcore. Well, that's probably right. So yeah, the idea was we did a little time lapse. We also make most of the music ourselves. Sorry for that one.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you can hear that, it's like a hardcore version of like that. But dun, 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 dun,
I did that quite a lot at the time.
Oh man, it's just everything to full on that, isn't it?
It was, we did little time lapses like that, and then we started to worry, didn't we, Ross?
What do we worry about?
Good question, Ross.
What were you worried about?
We were worried about copyright.
Oh, God,
on
yeah,
YouTube,
yeah.
because we were uploading Let's Plays and things about a game which we didn't own. And we were thought, okay, is there a problem here? And we were stupid enough to not go on the website and see, it's perfectly fine to upload videos. We didn't go on that website.
It was only because of the TV course we did. They like drilled it into you that obviously you can't really use any copywritten content, music and stuff like that in any video that you put publicly. And so we were just, we were kind of like, are we doing something wrong? And then we thought, well, what's the email? Let's just...
Yeah, so instead of reading the terms and conditions, we decided to email a CEO.
Why not?
So we emailed Carl. We laid out a really nice email saying, hello, is it all right if we put up stuff on YouTube like this crazy dance?
But that was ignored, wasn't it? He ignored that.
Huh?
He ignored that.
He ignored it for 2 months. 2 months, but then he replied and ignored the question completely. Thanks, Carl. But he came back with an even better response, didn't he? He said, your videos are awesome.
Yeah.
And he wants to use them for a conference. I think it was either PAX or
I think it was
E3.
PAX, wasn't it?
I think it was
PAX.
PAX.
It was one of the PAX ones, yeah.
And they said, we could take your videos and then put it together in a little montage and use it to promote Minecraft. We said, well, actually, we could do one better than that and make you the whole thing itself, like make it customized for PAX and have like a cool little trailer. He said, amazing, do that.
Yeah.
So we did, and that was made. And he loved it, and they all loved it, didn't they? And they said, and then we had like a back and forth email conversation between us and Carl, and he added us on Skype. It got romantic.
Yeah.
God's sake.
Romantic?
Sorry. But then from there, we actually got round to starting to do and throw the idea that we could do update trailers to promote the new stuff in Minecraft, because for us, like, the Halloween update was awesome because they made, do you remember the Halloween update, the very first one? Where they introduced the Nether and stuff like that. They actually had a nice, cool little thing on their website, which is like the Halloween update, which is awesome. But for all the other updates, there weren't really like, there wasn't much information. And we thought it would be great to have it in video form, like a trailer, like most other games do. So we suggested, why don't we do the next update? And they said, perfect. And they gave us the 1.6 pre-release the day before they wanted the trailer.
That's right, yeah.
So that was the start of the quick turnaround trailers which we made.
Yeah.
So who wants to see the 1.6 trailer?
If you just play in the background, that way...
I'll play it in the background, relatively quiet, so that we can talk over it. Bear in mind, it's our first one, and it was done in 24 hours.
Yeah, like, well, most of them were, like, within like 1 or 2 days.
What's this? Let's open it in something else.
There it is.
Let's open it in QuickTime. So I'll put it about half volume. Full screen.
The world of Minecraft is
So that's my voice.
and sometimes
I was using an iPhone microphone for this.
At like 4 in the morning.
That's
that was
That's Ross's voice.
some may never see the friends
Castaway
again.
reference.
I'm a lonely
So we start to use cinematic shots, and there's been paper thrown on
Until
it.
now.
I know. I'll make a map.
As you can tell, the audio there is still not incredible, was it?
I'm out of paper. Shall I?
Our jokes weren't the best either.
That actually came out quite organically because we were having to do things like that, like have somebody literally throw the paper. So we decided to sort of introduce that as kind of like a meta sort of thing. So sort of have that whole like set breaking and fourth wall, was it?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Like, yeah.
Yeah, these are the film grabs. Turn it down.
Turn it down, Scott. Come on.
I'm on my way,
talk.
Wilson. Pumpkin.
So yeah, we're showing off the map. So it's basically the idea from the very start was to like, okay, let's take all the new things and form some sort of narrative. Let's make the trailer actually interesting instead of, we've got maps, we've got long grass, This is how we promoted long grass, which is introduced in 1.6.
Documentary style.
The process with all of this, with all of our trailers, we just sit down and literally just talk for an hour and just be like, right, I've had this
What the
idea.
hell can we do with long grass?
Yeah. And usually the first couple of ideas get laughed at or just generally insulted.
I can't believe you're
that's
thinking of that
awful.
idea. What is that idea?
But I mean, we all have similar tastes. Like, it's important that people you're working with kind of share your humor, I think, and you can bounce things around. I mean, that's a huge strength of ours that we're really lucky to have. Like, there's 3 of us. I mean, there's a lot of content creators out there who are on their own, which is a really difficult task to know whether what you're saying is funny or whatever. But yeah, we obviously are British, so things like the David Attenborough style feel to the long grass, like who's got some long grass? Ooh. Like
look at it.
Just stuff like that. Like what we watch, I mean, we're kind of like Monty Python style, sort of like, you know, Blackadder, all that sort of stuff. Like, we'd love to aspire to anything like that. Yeah, really awkward. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Which
yeah.
doesn't work for everyone, but it was all right.
Yeah.
Did you like the 1.6 trailer? Was it when it first came out? Okay. What about the 1.7 trailer when we did that one? I think we
decided to do something different for that one, to like literally have it all on one track and literally just have it all in one shot. We thought, yeah, that'd be fine, that'd be easy. But obviously, like, we thought, well, that's going to be a bit boring. Why don't we spice up?
Good day, Minecrafters. The 1.7 update is here, and we've got shiny new...
He's owned a Mac for I don't know how many years, yet he didn't think to turn the volume down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically with this, we were thinking, well, the nature of this update is quite mechanical, quite machine-like, so we thought if we could have one long shot, I mean, talk about...
The pistons were a pretty big deal, so like, yeah.
Huge deal.
I mean, if you were doing the track at the time.
Watch out for those
I was doing the run. Like, we were leaning, because we didn't have any there wasn't any camera mod at that time.
So
Also,
yeah,
it was a fresh, like, download.
Yeah, everything we do usually involves using a vanilla client, so no mods usable at all. So we have to do everything within the world. The only modification we can usually make is texture packs. So, for example, I think Trot, you were the camera at this point. Were you the camera?
Yes. So I was doing this long track, and we had to think of a way to make the camera stable, because as we know, if you're using your mouse, it's very juddery unless you're using machinima cam, which is what we were doing. We wanted a single shot to go all the way through, like a Rube Goldberg machine style, to show off what pistons could do, all in one, and show off in the background like how you make them. And the way we made the camera be smooth and sort of the same speed as the guy running was to get a load of glass in a line and also a load of glass as a wall, so it's like an L shape, which I pressed my back up against in the game and slightly tilted the mouse to the left, so I was pushing up against the wall and moving backwards very slowly. And in order to get rid of the glass that I could always see on the floor on the left-hand side, I had to modify the texture pack to make glass completely invisible. So there's a bit of customization to get the camera work looking nice, so there's a few creative difficulties and challenges to get over to make sure that it looks nice.
The main difficulty was actually building it all, though, because we actually we'd only just got pistons. Like, we were literally given it before anyone else, and we were like, well, what do we do? We didn't even know how to make them. Like, they didn't tell us how to make them, and we were like,
so just in the craft window.
Do we just like, can we go into creative mode? Creative mode wasn't there, so we were like, okay, well, obviously we didn't even know about it, so.
So we were literally trying to get the recipe. Like, well, it's not wheat.
Yeah, we didn't have a number for it, so.
Well,
Yeah.
what shape would it?
I think we spent like a good hour trying to work it out. That's like, we literally spent a long time trying to work out how to make them. And then once
It's not glamorous. It's not a glamorous lifestyle.
And then once we did, we were literally just like giving ourselves all the materials for them, making them, and then just like going crazy with like setting them up and figuring out redstone, which we didn't know about.
The worst bit was easily that 1.7 thing at the end.
The wall, yeah.
Wow, that was ridiculous. The redstone behind that wall. Have you seen the behind the scenes of this video?
It's an absolute mess. It's not optimized at all.
I think if someone who knows what they're doing with redstone will obviously be like, what the hell?
What is that?
What
have you done behind there? But we were proud of it, and we had the waterfalls coming down and everything, and we think it showed off what pistons could do and how you could take it further from what we did. So yeah, we were
the music as well. The music, like a lot of people love that music. We decided to use it on a lot of our the end parts of our videos because it was quite a catchy little thing.
Yes.
And you made it at, like 1 in the morning, or it was later than that, because I think I remember seeing the sunrise and be like, oh yes.
It was delirium. I was completely delirious at this point, and we were making the trailer. We'd finished like recording the track, and it was about 6 or 7 in the morning at this point, because it was a 24-hour turnaround for this 1.7 trailer again. And I started making weird weird Tim Burton-esque music. I was phasing out just looking at the sun rising. I couldn't tell whether it was the real sun or the Minecraft sun.
Yeah.
I think there's always this element that I think works from even like I guess you'd call a brand point of view, like literally an element of delusion and like maniacism, like in that we literally do go a bit mental.
We have to go crazy.
and it comes through, and I think it works, like, because that's kind of, I think that music had a bit of a sort of nutty, like Mad Professor kind of feel to it, like,
which enhanced the whole piston,
mechanical. Which I think works. Again,
Definitely.
it was kind of, I suppose, just, I guess you'd call it luck,
yeah,
in a way, that it does work. But I mean, that's an example of how, like, I guess your personality can come through in a way of establishing some sort of feel of what you make.
We really wanted that in our trailers. We wanted it to sort of have that fan vibe, because Minecraft is about the community, and I think that's initially why Carl approached us in the first place to do these trailers and not get someone professional, is because it wouldn't have that quality, let's be honest, of the fan making the game, because we are the people that make the awesome things that are shown and presented at these panels like E3, and I think our qualities as like sort of keeping it real as opposed to doing like CGI awesome trailers with blockbuster Hollywood actors and things like that, it just wouldn't lend itself to Minecraft in its dynamic.
That being said, I think that it is important to see that user-generated content and like this feel of, like you say, made for the fans, by the fans sort of style feeling is important, and I think it works really well. I think that we say, oh, they could have got someone professional, but I mean, truly, who would you go for quick, go to those MineCon trailer making professionals? They just simply don't exist. And it's similar, I mean, like a lot of people, like for example, DICE, I really love the Battlefield trailers that they put out, and they have in-house artists, like 2 or 3 people who literally film them within it. And I think that that's an important thing, and I think YouTubers and people that want to make this sort of thing, there's a huge opportunity there, because user-generated content is becoming like the real way to communicate, because it is real. Like, we had to go through the same things that you guys would have to do when you opened up that update. Like, how do I make these things? And I think that that's probably why Carl saw that it was a great way to do it, because I think it just talks to each other like the community does. So, yeah.
And then from 1.7 we did the 1.8 trailer, and that was a big update. It was the adventure update, so we had lots of new things added, and we thought that we'd take the adventure aesthetic and sort of make it a bit more cinematic.
Do you want to play it in the background?
I'll play it in the background. I'll open it with QuickTime.
I just realised how much stuff we've got on here.
We've got tons.
So it's already been half hour.
So this is the 1.8 trailer. We thought we'd really go with our filmic side of things with this one, because there's lots going on.
Yeah, we decided not to be in this one as such with our Minecraft characters, so we thought be a bit adventurous. That's the...
And the music, this is the first time we've really incorporated sort of trailer-esque music, where the titles and everything are sort of in cue and in time.
That shot took ages. That was me putting clothes on, and they're like, for God's sake, move your mouse faster. I'm like, okay. Didn't know about shift click.
Also, like the use of like After Effects, like for things like the text, like being stuck in the space there. Use the program. We'll go into more detail there in a minute,
but yeah, this is just quite a standard format of trailer. So you have a big build-up, and then you have a montage sequence that builds up hype and intensity to the point where you just literally can't fathom what the hell is going on.
It
you
also
have to pause it.
It shows everything in there.
It shows everything.
I mean, we've managed to get most of the features visibly in there, either in the background or like just literally right in your face.
We will say that we do take quite a lot of cinematic license. Like, for example, the intro video this weekend, we didn't include absolutely everything that's been added, simply because we want to show that it's about the things that have been added, but we can't physically fit everything in a cinematic way. So there's sort of a balance there between just giving the feeling of update.
There's a lot of angry commenters. We didn't include this, like a long list. Sorry.
Right, so if we rattle on a bit, we did our first live action Xbox trailer. Oh, yeah, was it the Minecraft Pocket Edition was the first live action?
Yeah. So the Pocket Edition was going to come out pretty soon after this, and we were approached to do a more hands-on look at the game, because it's quite hard to actually record the Pocket Edition itself.
Plus we didn't have any HDMI out or anything like that.
Yeah, I remember being on holiday. Like, I was on holiday, you were like away, and then you just had to like run down to Portsmouth.
We didn't have a camera or anything.
Get a camera.
Yeah, so we had to go back to university and sort of say, can we borrow a camera, even though we're not at university anymore? So I rushed, I did like a 2-hour train ride to this place, got a camera, and filmed our friend Nathan, his thumbs.
On the toilet as well.
I'll show it in the back.
Oh, we thought like, right, what does this mean for Minecraft? And we're like, you'd be able to play it on the loo.
Finally.
That was like literally, we all said it.
You can't take your computer, you can just...
And we're like, are we going to do the loo shot? We're like, yeah, get the toilet
definitely,
shot.
Definitely.
There's his thumbs.
I don't think we had lighting, did we?
No lighting.
We didn't even have lighting, so it's kind of very...
Again,
did we use an office chair as a
yeah,
dolly?
a track.
Yeah.
So we didn't have a track. So this shot here was me on an office chair, pulling it back.
With like loads of steady added.
And then we had a bit of footage of like over the shoulder because we couldn't really take footage from the phone itself. It didn't have that option. So this was quite tough. He couldn't build at all.
He'd never played it until now.
So yeah, nice and quirky. I think we've always kept that sort of quirky aesthetic, haven't we?
Yeah.
Like, it's all a bit jovial and jokey, which I think is what they like. I mean, we don't want to take the trailers too seriously.
Yeah. It's about having fun in the end.
It's about having fun. And that was Pocket Edition. They loved that.
So yeah, next up, these guys went over to Sweden. Lucky them. I had to work in my other job. But yeah, you made a pretty hilarious... Again, well, we brainstormed this before you left, didn't we?
We had it was really rough. And on the flight there, we were like, have we actually got a solid idea? Like, this tends to be like how all of them go. We never really have a solid idea.
I wanted a Nerf gun battle for ages. I was like, do Nerf gun fighting. And they're like, how would you do that? And I'm like, I don't know, like, get Notch diving across the room with two guns.
You have to play that part where he says it's here, because we were literally just like, that was a surprise the way it's here.
I love Jacob. He is fantastic. So this is his acting.
Guys! Oh! It's here! Holy gosh! Wow!
All the guys did their own voices.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
We got them in a room and just said, just say like surprising things.
Jeb
says, holy gosh.
So the idea for this trailer was to sort of give it that 90s early Nintendo Entertainment System retro tacky feel. So we also had a really bad camera, so we thought, let's really make it tacky.
Let's go to town with the bad effects.
Yeah. So we
and
brought down
the contrast
colours.
between like their excitement and how slow paced the game is. Like.
Yeah. We wanted that juxtaposition. It's like they're just digging in a wall, but they're so happy about it.
We'd only just met them like 10 minutes before filming all this,
Yeah.
so like it was like they worked really well.
Absolutely terrified. But yeah, again, like as you can see, the kind of humour that we like to go for, like this sort of like, yeah, I guess you call it Monty Python.
But the guys at Mojang have the same type of humour as well, so it's just
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Notch loved the idea when we told him about it. He said, yeah, let's go to town with it, and we did.
We were very happy that Microsoft said, okay, let's put on the live.
I think they were.
They were hesitant about putting that on the Xbox Live, but
I think at one point they were like, I can't believe they let us do that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But that's the brilliant thing about Minecraft.
Got away with it.
Yeah,
It was literally a whole trailer taking the mick out of
Pretty
the
much.
game. It's
Pretty
like
much,
these.
yeah, kind of, yeah.
So
And they played along. So.
let's swiftly move on.
Okay, right.
We've got
Well, we did the
tons.
1.1 of it. It's not, well, that's when we started Filthy Animals, wasn't it?
Yeah, Filthy
Yeah.
Animals. You guys seen Filthy Animals? Yeah, that's a real love of ours.
Yeah, we like that.
It's basically an excuse for us to do the stupid voices that would otherwise not make any sense.
A brand new update coming to Minecraft.
That's 1.1.
Woo! Did you know that Jeb from Mojang has been making weekly snapshots
Ross's
of
best
the game?
TV advert voice,
These awesome snapshots
which he is gifted.
have now been
1.1.
combined to create Minecraft 1.1.
1.1, that's amazing!
There have been some great new features.
This was the hardest
take a
trailer
look
to
at what
do
they are.
because
Firstly,
they
there are
added
language
languages.
options
How do we
Sie
film
können in
languages?
Deutsch spielen.
I was so
Or
hesitant about doing this because I don't know any other languages. Well, I know a little bit of German, but
på svenska.
And they added apples to trees.
Oh god, the apples.
So how do we film that?
Desperately waiting for an apple to spawn after smashing a
that
bush.
didn't even spawn. We put that at the top and it just fell because we left it there.
But the language thing was really good because like this is where the community comes into it again. We've got lots and lots of friends from all over the world, and we were like, does this sound like
pirate friends?
Yeah, pirate friends as well. Yeah. Hey, pirate man, how you doing? Yeah.
And then this is where Filthy Animals started.
Oh, Phil, I think it's my time.
Well, it's a bit nippy out, isn't it?
Winter's coming, mate. I don't think I can survive anymore.
Well, where's your coat?
I don't have much wool, not like I used to.
What happened to it, Steve?
You'll notice that I use my normal voice here because at the time it was kind of like, why are you being so like suffery? Like, oh mate. But I actually forgot the voice I did for him in Filthy Animals, and I just started copying Troc. See, that's where that. Like, oh hello mate, how you doing? Oh, you tried this
grass tastes so nice.
grass. And I just completely forgot how to talk properly for about an hour. And that's
flat, super flat as well, yeah.
Super flat. Was that how do we show off super flat?
It was so hard.
Slimes everywhere. So we were just shooting them down.
That sounds pretty creative.
Seems to be a fair few slimes though. You might want to
See, at this point, I'm talking like that. Why am I talking like that?
You switched them. You switched to normal voice for the...
It's so bizarre.
Get 1.1 today.
Oh, what's this flatland thing? Why am I doing this weird voice? I don't know.
So that led on to Filthy Animals. Who likes Filthy Animals? Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, why did we do the sheep thing?
Well, it was all based on like, if anyone's ever seen it, I think it's Aardman.
Creature Comforts.
Creature Comforts, yeah. Where they do like the stop frame animation to animals and stuff. And yeah, that... Yeah,
actually,
Jeff spawned.
Jeff was an inspiration of some. Oh yeah.
Well, I said, he's so glitchy. Why is this?
Yeah.
The glitchy Jeff, the glitchy silverfish.
He's like, yeah. Oh wait, we could do this as a character. Jeff. And we were worried each update for what was it called? We were using mob disguise. We were using the
mob disguise at the time.
Mob disguise.
We were worried that he wouldn't be glitchy anymore, and we were like, what happens if they update
what
it?
If they fix it?
And we were like, please don't fix it.
Don't fix Jeff.
And don't fix. You can't. He's not broken. He's not. But yeah, like basically, and then we were watching. Who was it with the really mediocre?
Garth
Smith. Something Smith.
You know the guy that does. Oh man, the Kool-Aid thing, and he does this coffee.
Red light flashes twice. Well,
red light flash.
Julian Smith.
That's the one. He does a really like.
He did a really mundane one, didn't he?
Yeah, like just playing. Song. Oh, this is my song, and he's like, oh, do a Jeff song because I play the guitar a bit. Like, so I sometimes play it like while we're on Skype. And I was going, oh,
to our annoyance.
Guys, I've made this song about Jeff. And it was just literally, it's G, C, and D. It's like the most basic thing in the world. Like you could learn it in like a day.
And when you originally sang it, though, you sang it like with such like kind of happiness.
Yeah, I did it in like this cheeky Cockney voice. It was originally, hi, my name is Jeff, and I'm this glitchy silverfish.
Scrap it. It's got to be mundane. You've got to sound like you're bored.
Monotonous.
Just like glitching about.
My name is Jeff.
And then it went, and then it finished, and then at the end, and then I just vamped the chord and went, Jeff.
And that was it.
And they were like, what? And I was like,
and it's just like the
Warner
Brothers like window.
Yeah.
Let's show it.
There's kind of a contrast between like, yeah.
Stop talking about let's show it.
Roll the VT.
My name is Jeff and I'm a glitchy silverfish. Not much else left to say. Oh, why don't you spend some time with me? That would really make my day.
There he is, swanning away, catching fire to everything in his wake. If I got anything left in me to catch this pup, it's time to tango.
And I'm one hell of a guy. Now everything's on fire, but everything's okay. Cause for Jeff, it's just another day. Cause hi, my name is Jeff and I'm a glitchy silverfish. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Jeff.
Yep. Filthy Animals. There's going to be more, don't worry.
Hopefully more frequently as well, because we've only just moved in with each other to make this process easier. Because before we were sending hard drives of like 100 gigs and stuff of footage. So we're hoping to do a lot more of those.
So yeah, we did tons more trailers. We won't be able to show them all, but the most recent one was the 1.4 trailer. Who saw that one? The pretty scary update.
Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. And this is probably our most...
I think with all the snapshots, like it kind of ruins. Like obviously everyone would have seen all the features beforehand, but hopefully we showed off. Hopefully we showed off. Like I'm not bitter. I'm not. But yeah, no. It was really good actually. It was quite fun doing it.
It was one of our, we really liked the idea when we thought of it. Like we all pretty much came upon the same thing, didn't we? We're like, oh, let's do some sort of like classic old 50s sort of, haunted house feel. And Trott did his best. What's the composer? Danny Elfman.
Danny Elfman. Last two tracks he's made.
Just pure
so close
Danny.
To Danny Elfman. One of them just sounded like the Men in Black. Well, I won't ruin it. I won't ruin it by saying it, but.
So we had Halloween costumes and everything because it was pretty scary.
We also had a lot of help, didn't we, from our...
Yeah, we want to mention like there's so much. Yeah, a few of them are here. Say hello, community.
Say
some
woo.
Very a nice little group of them.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, so we were very kindly helped very frequently and on very short notice.
We've got a great community to help us with this type of thing. So.
They help us with stuff like building sets. When, like, for example, when we had to build this massive hut, we need some help. The more often than not, it's stooging, as it's called.
Standing in as us while we film it.
Yeah. So I mean,
disguised as us.
Also, these skins were made for us, weren't they?
Yeah, by
yes,
Thimian. Thank you, Thimian.
Thimian,
very
raise your
much.
hand.
And thank
that
you
hand
so much.
belongs to the one who made this.
Yeah, so we were like, oh, we need some sort of like spooky outfits, and so I'm Frankenstein. Ross is even hairier than normal.
I'm a werewolf.
He's a werewolf, and Trott's I thought he was the Terminator.
Sort of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde style.
Yeah.
And a bit wolfy too.
So right then, when that person ran by, that was one of the guys.
The invisibility.
Actually, the one on the right was me, I think.
I think so. Yeah, you didn't even play yourself.
I
That's
did.
ridiculous. Like, why? How did that happen?
Did anyone spot the reference with the two witches and the villager in the cauldron in the opening video? We used these witches as the main antagonists of our opening MineCon video. We thought, why not incorporate them back into the 1.4 trailer, where that villager is the one that helped Steve say, you're stuck in the past, you need to get back to the future. So we incorporate that story when he went right back through and sort of tied all the trailers together. There was a Back to the Future reference. Who got that one? Yeah.
We're afraid it would go over most of your heads because it's quite old.
Yeah. We always like to, when we think of things like when, for example, Trott was saying about including the witches cooking, and we're like, ooh, meta. Like we're always like, ooh, yeah, it's a bit out there, isn't it? So we're very proud of ourselves for that. But yeah, so that was the 1.4. Thank you again to our community and everyone that's helped us, and all people like JR, for example, hosting our servers as well. Like, there's lots of things going on behind the background. We have web devs, admins, all sorts of stuff like that. It's a huge task that not even 3 of us can do. So thank you to everyone for that. I think we're going to open up to questions now because we're sort of running out of time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's worth mentioning that we'll probably do a Hatch Out, which is our podcast on iTunes, sort of doing more detail about this, so like a MineCon special.
Who likes Hatch Out? Yeah.
It's free on iTunes.
Yeah, it's free on iTunes. Thank you to everyone who rated and reviewed that. There's some pretty hilarious reviews in there.
Yeah.
So
we're surprised at the popularity of that, actually.
Yeah, right. So if you'd like to ask us a question, please head to the microphones dotted around this.
Run to your
There's a guy pointing
now.
around. He's awesome. Follow him. He's doing great pointing. So if you have a question for us, please feel free. We've got so much that we could have talked about.
We'll keep answering questions until stage guys tell us to stop. Basically.
And we're going to plug ourselves at the same time.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hello. I just have to ask, and I'm sorry to ask this, but how is Origins going?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Good question.
We really, really wanted to put a trailer for Origins today, but unfortunately,
for the intro.
we were asked to do the intro MineCon trailer, which is a big task.
We were working on that until 2 a.m. on Friday, and we travelled at 6 a.m. on Friday. So we got less than 4 hours sleep. So we really wanted to do it, and we tried really hard. We have sets built, and we've got
scripts and stuff written.
We've got voice actors.
Tons of voice actors.
We've got we've taken the voice actors that we like so far and we've shortlisted them, so we have them still.
No one knows yet.
One of the main issues with it though was the fact that we all lived in separate places. So doing anything like that would involve not Trott doing it all, for example, would involve us kind of either being in the same place for
4 weeks ago we
period of
moved
time.
into a house together, so it's moving footage around. But it has progressed, and we really wanted to, we were going to do some shots of the sets and everything like that. They look really awesome. Honestly, they really do look great, but we kind of underestimated the size of the project. And being us, we didn't really want to just hash it out. So
it will come and it will be awesome. We're not going to show you anything until it is awesome.
Yeah.
So
and we're not going to release anything until we've got at least a few episodes down, because there's a lot of people who've released stuff which just doesn't. The rest of it doesn't come for months, and it's just no one wants that.
We
really.
want it
So we'd rather
consistent,
just have
and
it
it's going to be
delay
awesome.
the first part, and then yeah.
Yeah, we hope that sort of answers it, sort of.
Yeah.
Thanks for the question.
On its
Thanks.
way.
This is a question for all of you. What would you say is the biggest disaster that's happened to like a project you've been working on?
The disaster that also turned into Walrus Vision Week, so it's kind of a good thing. When I updated my operating system, and it just destroyed the screen flow that I was using. And yeah, when we finished recording, like for 3 hours, we were like, yeah, that didn't record anything.
For those that don't know,
then Walrus Vision Week was born. So
yeah, basically,
kind of a blessing.
We turned this thing into where we actually made a song about it for the intro of Walrus Vision Week, which is where we lost all of his footage. So Ross's footage of Skylands was lost, or something like that. And yeah, basically, we just sort of turned it into, I don't know, you kind of got to roll with it. That's probably the biggest disaster.
It was the biggest disaster that turned into kind of a success in that sense.
Yes, who likes Walrus Vision Week?
I've seen quite a few Walrus Vision t-shirts about, actually. Yeah. He's got terrible vision.
I can't see them. Thanks for the question.
When you started your channel, how much did you get involved in the Minecraft community, and where did you get involved in them? Or did you find that the community came to you?
We had a server quite quickly, like quite soon on, really.
Yeah, we really wanted a server. We wanted like more people to join us, and we just wanted it for fun.
Yeah, but before we had the server, we were persistent. Like our content was getting like 100 views per video, which is like amazing for like someone who's just started out. And we were like putting them out every day. And from there it kind of grew, and we just thought we'll just keep doing this. And
I think
more and more views came. Then the community kind of evolved, and then we made the server.
It's worth mentioning that the landscape has changed a lot now.
Yeah.
Obviously, when we started, it was not fledgling, but we were in alpha. So even things like servers were difficult. All the mods and everything now, oh god, it's so much easier working with everything.
But we spent a lot of time ourselves actually like building everything and kind of creating everything ourselves.
Saving servers on our computers.
Kind of put our edge on it, but like recently it's been a lot harder because we've been doing more videos and stuff.
Now you like more involved you can be, the better, because it's just friends to help you out.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
We are extremely thankful to our hatter community. Yeah. They are awesome, and thank you for being part of that.
Not haters, as most people read it.
Yeah, hatter, not
Shout
hater.
out to my haters. It's like, well, no, that's not what we're doing. It's hatters. There's another T in there. Come on.
Yeah. Hope that answers the question.
Thank you.
No worries.
If each of you could add one thing to Minecraft, what would it be and why?
That's a tough one.
What would
I'd probably rename dirt to filth.
Yeah. I think you can do that, can't you? In like some packs.
I'm just going to use the repair anvil thing
Yeah.
and just put dirt in there and rename it to filth, if that's possible. If not, I'm going to ask for it.
I'm not sure why, Dad.
I think I'd add, and I know there are plenty of mods to do this, but one that's full-on supported within the game that can't be broken. I'd love an economy. I really like economy. Any game that I've played, like mainly MMOs, things like WoW and EVE Online, I love trading, and it's really hard to implement trade, but like a server-wide, impossible to break, impossible to exploit trade would be my addition.
I think obviously it's getting easier to do mods and stuff, but I think something where you don't have to reinstall everything every time and like download the latest version and stuff like that. Something that makes it so much easier to do all that stuff in one go. Obviously, I know they're working on that stuff now, but that would make life a lot easier for us. Whenever we're like constantly, they're probably doing a talk about it right now, but that's the type of thing that would make our life much easier when we're doing like trailers or any videos in general. Like we can just literally just get on with it. We spent hours before just like sorting out what plugins we want to use, and it's just like that process should be refined, really.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Act Design, and I have a question for Trot.
Oh,
hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Where's the Walrus costume?
Ask them.
That's a good question. We were panicking about this earlier on in the week. We're like, we haven't got a Walrus costume. And the ones we looked at were horrible. They were all awful. And then there was like some full-on mascot ones that were just like $800, I think they were. And we're like, well, that's a bit much. Like, so we'll probably do a video on it, a special video, and humiliate him that way. So.
It's not been forgotten. They're still going to put me in a ridiculous Walrus costume.
We will humiliate him at some point, so don't worry.
It was really frustrating actually, because we wanted, there was quite a few wanted to get. They're like Hong Kong, and we couldn't guarantee they'd get here on time, and it's just but I would love to see him suffer. Yeah.
But thank you for prodding them to do that.
You will see it.
It will happen.
Our main
There'll be a
film
short.
sponsor right there.
Yeah.
ACT Design,
Hat
everyone.
mainly.
Thank you for the question.
How did you get the name Hat Films?
Good question.
Well, it originally started as Heart Films, I believe, that we now regret because it's stuck on YouTube. Our YouTube's Heart Films, or the HAAT films, but we prefer Hat Films. We had another guy who was working with us ages ago on films and stuff, but he moved on to do different things, and then we literally used our initials, like HAAT.
It's an acronym.
Because, you know, who doesn't?
Because it's
it's awful. I mean, you do. It's terrible. But the logo of the hat was made then. So
I really like. I mean, like, because obviously these guys, like, they were, like I say, they were making short films before I was part of it. And then just as I joined, the other guy left, so it became Hat Films. And I personally, from an outside point of view, I really like the name Hat Films. Like, I thought I love the logo that was made and all sort of stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much why.
Thank you.
Okay. Hi.
Hello.
My question is for Trot, and I want to know, how do you deal with the others' bantering and abuse and humiliation?
We're all friends. Don't worry.
Yeah, but like,
he deals with
takes the piss out of
I
you
know
every episode.
It's jealousy, that's what it is.
We just can't beat him in trials, and when we do, it's
yeah.
Oh wow,
ridiculously
yeah, he
offensive.
is very
I'm
good
sorry.
at that. Yeah, it's definitely a shield for me, personally.
Is there
How is he doing this?
It's really frustrating.
You've never played trials. It's ridiculously hard. It's so hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's like, don't get me wrong, I am naturally a bit of a troll.
He is.
But I do appreciate nice things as well. But
I defend Trot a lot.
He does. Oh yeah.
I try to get in the middle.
And then jumps on the bandwagon when he can get a good joke out of it.
It's a different story when I'm like, why can't I be?
Yeah. Basically, we kind of assume roles within the group because that's kind of just how group dynamics work. Like, I wreck things because I'm awful at building things in Minecraft. So, I mean...
And we've been friends for a long time, so it's just like kind of friendly banter like you have with a few of your mates. It's just, you know...
It's all pretend.
There's no hard feelings ever, like...
Yeah.
If we have an argument or anything, we just settle it there and then we're like, yeah, fine. Cool.
Either that or... Trot has the thickest skin in the world because I've been doing it from far longer than before we were on YouTube. I've known him since I was like, what, 13 probably?
Yeah,
is that why he's sobbing through the...
Yeah, probably, yeah.
That's
what all the crying's about.
Have you also noticed that they mainly answer the question for me?
Exactly. Thank you for your question.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
If you can select one mod, which would you select add into Minecraft?
Good question. That was, which mod would you like to add to Minecraft?
Which mod?
Officially.
Oh, wow.
Pardon?
I'm not sure.
Is he gone? Which mod? I think all the camera-based ones, like Camera Studio, is awesome.
I think Camera Studio and like shaders built into one.
Shaders
that ran on a kind of a relatively mediocre machine would be awesome.
So we like the cinematic things, which will enhance like Filthy Animals and all our shorts. So yeah, definitely Camera Studio.
Realistic shaders that would look really good for like the cinematic stuff we want to do.
And then obviously what I said earlier, economy-wise, like as a non-filmic point of view, but for us the most useful would certainly be the cinematic.
Yeah.
And things like Bet and the Wolves is pretty cool too, but I think that should be a sort of, do you want it or not? Not take over Minecraft, but yeah, as an option. Thank you for the question.
Thanks, man.
What do you use to make your music?
Good question.
Good question, yeah. We use mainly a program called Logic on Mac.
Yeah.
And a MIDI keyboard.
It's just a personal preference.
You've been using it longer than me. So.
Yeah, I use Logic Pro 9, and that is just an upgrade from GarageBand. You can do anything you want with any of the music tools that are available. GarageBand is a great start. Just get a MIDI keyboard.
What if you're on a PC though? Because I think most people probably have a PC. Because Macs are quite...
I started on a PC. Fruity Loops is all right. I had a PC for ages before I got a Mac, and I recently got a Mac about a year and a half ago. Like, I'm a musician in terms of a live musician. Like, I play guitar and stuff and sing and things, but like, I never did what these guys do. They're very like electronic. But yeah, for Windows it's really difficult, and I was a Windows user for ages, and I was so annoyed. But GarageBand, honestly, like, I know you have to buy a Mac, and it really sucks, but GarageBand is really awesome. Like, from a new point of view, which I was. Like, you just need a MIDI keyboard.
Otherwise, just practice. Yeah, like if you've got a keyboard or something.
It's like 30 quid for a MIDI keyboard.
Like, yeah.
But Logic Pro is the answer to the question.
Yeah.
Yes. It's very expensive.
If you could make any mod for Minecraft and add anything you wanted to the game, what would it be?
That was
just the previous question.
So the shaders,
so like
and the
shaders
Studio.
and Camera Studio. So better camera mods. And
cinematic things.
Yeah, cinematic things that make it better. Thanks.
If you could add a boss mob to the game, what would it be and what dimension?
It'd be a giant walrus in a doctor's outfit.
An evil walrus in a doctor's outfit.
He's always evil.
I'd really like a different kind of dragon in the main world, because I think the Ender Dragons are like the coolest looking animation, like the way they fly around, like the shots we did for the intro, when I saw those came out, like I was like, wow, that looks cool. Like, you know, when they first came out and they were in the real world and they were just destroying the things they flew through, like totaling things, I'd just keep that in,
definitely.
really.
I did that on the Adventure server quite a lot. I spawned Ender Dragons in the main world. People weren't happy with that.
My house is gone.
Yeah, it just tore holes in people's work. Sorry. I'm a big troll on the server. Don't go on it when I'm on it.
I'd like to get like villains from like other video games, like in there. That'd be awesome. Like to get like, what's the one in Sonic?
Yeah, I knew you were going to say him.
Sonic, yeah. Like,
what's he called? The guy in the float? Huh?
Robotnik.
Get
Robotnik in there.
I knew you were going to say Robotnik. Yeah. That's so weird.
That's weird, isn't it?
That'd be horrible.
This wasn't planned.
No. Okay, yeah. So that. See, I don't know how long we've got. Like 5 minutes left. So go.
Yes.
What do you find is the most enjoyable to record? Like what game?
What game is like other than Minecraft or just Minecraft? Or I mean, Minecraft's really relaxing to like play, kind of, unless you're dying all the time and screaming.
It's a
like
huge sandbox, like, isn't it? Minecraft is very good to record in terms of cinematic.
The Xbox version is quite relaxing as well, because you can just literally lay back and be on a controller, and it's just like But,
it's a completely different game. Yeah, the Xbox is
very different from the PC one. But other than that,
I like Trials.
Trials is fun, even though I fail it all the time. It is a laugh.
Single perspective stuff on the Xbox is really nice to work with, because you can just take it, put our audio in.
On an editing point of view, that is better.
I can show you the comparisons between, say, editing.
Show the there's a screenshot of like all the Minecraft Xbox ones, like all lined up.
So this is Ross in Final Cut Pro. And that is Minecraft on Xbox. So
you got like video layers at the top and then audio layers at the bottom, and also all these little markers there are swear words that have been blanked out, because we like doing that, blanking them out. But we still swear a lot on them, but make sure they're not in there.
So yeah, all those little tiny lines, this is zoomed out.
This is zoomed out.
That's Ross swearing.
Not just me. It's not just me.
It's mainly Ross.
When things go bad,
But yeah. And this is an epic adventure in Final Cut. So all the media's offline.
3 cameras.
Because I deleted the footage. But you can see all these tracks. That is like 3 videos. So mine, Smith's and Ross's. And then overlays on top of that, which is like the corner cams, the top right cam. And on top of that, we got death counts. At the end here, that's the end slate, which we call, where the death counts come in, and like the total deaths, which I always get wrong. And then the swear words, sound effects.
There's also the recent video for the intro.
Basically, another thing to mention here is when you ask for a multi-cam perspective in a game in the comments, the reason we don't often do them is because they're so much more work.
We all do editing, so it's never just one person doing the editing. Like we're just like, oh, who wants to do what series? Like Troll edit Trials because he'll record it there, and then because it follows a certain camera and he always mostly wins. So it's like you want to see that really.
Another important thing I think is the highlight that these guys have been editing for ages and ages and ages. They are essentially professional editors. I started like last year. I mean, I've had 2 very good teachers, like full-time teachers. But honestly, I think you could pick up like basic editing skills, like, I don't know. How
if you start in like something like Windows Movie Maker, that's a great start. I started there. I think Trot probably started there as well, something similar, iMovie maybe. But you start learning there and then you work up. But when you realise that you've hit kind of a limit and you want to do more,
I mean, if you look at things like Halo, for example, which I'm doing at the moment, and there's a couple of other single cam stuff like that. I edit those, and it's taken a year. Like these guys have helped me with making assets like slates, end slates, and things like that.
Using things like After Effects, if you want to know what that was.
Yeah, I just showed a few After Effects screens there. Like this is how I did the green screen.
We made physical green screens.
Most of the After Effects stuff is done by Trot because he's done all the tutorials and stuff, and that's what you need to do really. Just go online, find tutorials, and literally just kind of teach yourself that way. That's kind of how we learn, and that's the best way to do it, really.
So that was basically separating Steve in the portal from the background so that I could add this crazy shattering effect of the background and make it change to something else. That's Logic Pro.
That's the music program.
The music program. So that's the whole MineCon opening music.
Trot was running out of RAM with the instruments, and he had 8 gig.
So that's mainly,
those are sampled instruments, if you want to know.
Mainly orchestral stuff. And yeah, that got heavy.
If you look on the intro one, have you played them as this?
Yeah, so we got this premiere.
That one was that's from the main video that you saw at the beginning of MineCon yesterday.
So we've used Final Cut and Premiere, so we're sort of transitioning into Premiere because we've just built an awesome PC. There's going to be a series with Ross.
Yeah, we built a PC so that we can kind of teach you if you wanted to go
just
for a budget
just to rush this along. We've got 2 more minutes, so we'll just get a couple more questions in very quickly. I hope that helps.
We'll go through this in videos and stuff as well. So.
What recording and editing system do you use?
Okay, very quickly.
We use Adobe Premiere Pro
to edit.
Well, only recently we've used that. Final Cut Pro 7 is the main one we've pretty much used for the last like 6-7
for
years.
multicam stuff like an Epic Adventure.
After Effects to do effects work and overlays, which we render into MOVs, and then you can use an FCP.
And Logic for music, and so primarily it's like a Mac we're using.
And either Bandicam or Fraps, but Adobe Premiere works on Windows as well. So but we use Bandicam or Fraps to record from the screen, and Audacity to record audio.
Fraps is quite hard on the hard drive, so we only just recently started using it because we upgraded our
big hard drives and lots of RAM are the key to all of this.
Those,
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Sorry to rush you along.
What advice would you give to someone who's already found success making Minecraft machinimas to further improve their content?
Well, persistence, I think. I think persistence and kind of like... Collaborations work quite well. And also kind of just experimenting. It's trial and error most of the time, so you want to just try something new. Like we've been trying various different things. You can see how things work well, and then unfortunately some things don't, and you just stop them and move on to something else.
Try changing your format up. If you usually do 20-minute epics, try a 3-minute fast-paced thing. Something along those lines.
I think the live stream is coming to a close, so we'd like to thank everyone here for coming along.
Thank you so much.
And also for live streaming it. Thank you GameSpot and everyone watching there.
Bye, everybody at home.
Thank you. And we really thank all of you for being with us and
supporting us and everything.
It's also awesome.
Yeah, we're on YouTube at Heart Films, H-A-A-T Films. Our Twitter's _films.
Keep up to date.
Yeah, that's where you keep up to date with any stuff we're doing, and probably we'll make some videos, maybe tutorials on stuff, so you can try this stuff yourself.
Yeah, and if you guys want to like talk or chat or sign anything, we'll be outside again for all that. Okay.
Try and form a queue because it's quite
or a mob.
Don't want to disappoint anyone.
Yeah, we need to change over here, so let's go outside.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Never gets old, huh? Nope. Kinda makes you wanna break into song? Yep.
I love the mountains.
I love the clear blue skies.
I love big bridges.
I love when wolves run by. I love the whole world.
And all explosive sounds.
Boom diada,
boom diada, boom diada, boom diada.
I love the ocean.
I love real dirty things. I love to go fast.
I love to plant saplings. I love the whole world.
And all its craziness.
Boom diada, boom diada, boom diada, boom diada.
I love some redstone.
I love my zombie friends.
I love hot lava.
I love how this game ends.
I love the whole world. It's such a brilliant place.
Boom diada, boom diada, boom diada, boom diada.
Have you ever been really thirsty, so that all the water you can drink can't even quench your thirst? If you answered yes, you might have rabies. Should possibly get that checked out. If you don't, and you just want the water for irrigating crops or something, well then now you're fine, and you should watch this video about the infinite water source. There's technically two sorts of water in Minecraft, the water source block and the flowing water block. It's the source block you can harvest using your iron bucket and transport. Infinite water sources are found all over the world in shallower areas. It basically means a place where you can harvest a source block and enough flowing water will enter the space to transform it back into a source block. If you're not near a shallow river, then just dig a 2x2 hole and put water at the opposite corners. This will create 4 water source blocks, which you can use to your heart's content. You can make the infinite water source as large as you want, but if you're low on space then a 3x1 trench will work, as long as you take water from the middle block.
What is going on, guys? I choose Moo here, and welcome back to MathCraft. Been away for a little while, had some exams to do, but now I am back doing your favourite game with maths and physics and stuff. What you are looking at here, my friends, is the humble iron block, and the plan for today's episode is to absolutely rip its physics to pieces. Iron has a mass number of 55 and an atomic number of 26, and the mass number is the number of neutrons and protons combined, and the atomic number is the number of protons. So if we take one away from the other, we find out there's 29 neutrons and 26 protons. So the mass of one proton is 1.6726 times 10 to the minus 27 kilograms, and the neutron is not too different, it's 1.6749 times 10 to the minus 27 kilograms. The mass of one block in Minecraft is 1 kilogram, so if we find out the total mass of an atom of iron, we get 9.20597 times 10 to the minus 26 kilograms. So if you do 1 divided by that, we find out that in one block of iron in Minecraft there are 1.086 times 10 to the 25 atoms. So basically that means that if every person on Earth was an atom, you'd need another million Earths to get enough atoms for one block of iron in Minecraft. But we're going to go one step further than that. The mass of an iron atom is 55.845 U. Now, use an atomic mass unit. We can convert it to kilograms, but for what we're doing, it's a little bit easier to leave it like this. And the mass of the constituents is 55.44016 U. And there is a little difference there, and that difference is made by the binding energy. And the binding energy is basically the energy that is used to hold the constituents of an atom together. And we can use the difference to work out that binding energy. So the difference between the mass of the iron atom and the mass of its constituents is 0.40484 U. Now 1 U is equal to 931.3 mega electron volts. So in one iron of atom, we have 377.03 mega electron volts of binding energy. Convert that into joules, which is the standard unit for energy, we get 6.03 times 10 to the minus 11 joules. So to work out the total amount of energy we need to separate every atom in that iron block, all we need to do is multiply that energy that we just got by the number of atoms that we found earlier, and we get 6.55 times 10 to the 14 joules. Now if you put that amount of energy into making the average person walk, they'd manage to walk around the whole Earth in 0.000002 seconds. So that is all from me for today, guys. If you want to check out my channel, there's a link in the description. I'd appreciate if you'd leave a like or a comment on the video as well. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Why do people use the expression cute as a button? Why is a button cute? I mean, unless it's like a puppy-shaped button or something, but even then it's just a puppy shape and it's not a real one. It's a weird one, to be sure. Anyway, buttons are part of Minecraft's Switch family. There's 5 of them, from Mama Lever and Papa Tripwire Hook to the Pressure Plate Twins, the Detector Rail Uncle, and Little Baby Button. It's made by putting either a stone block or a wood block in the crafting area. Buttons are like levers in that they go on walls, but unlike levers, they're on a timed switch. This means that when you hit the button, the current will activate for a second or so and then turn off. This is good for timed redstone systems like dispensers or piston doors. They share this quality with the pressure plate, but buttons are useful because they can only be triggered by a player. This means your wooden door setup is safe from passing cows. Wooden buttons also share one property with wooden pressure plates. They can be triggered by firing an arrow into them. This is good for archery challenges or to trigger a mob trap without being in with the scary beasts. Although beware, skeletons can also accidentally trigger the wooden button, even though it's a rare occurrence.
Welcome back, Sethling here, and this is my TNT Tornado. I'm really excited about this thing. I think it looks super cool. Here's the view from above. You got these spirals. It kind of looks like it's spinning around. It's just so cool looking. And then there's this, of course, this swath of destruction at the bottom of the tornado, like you would see in a normal tornado. I can try and go into it, but I'll get blasted away by all the TNT. Yeah, but it looks super cool. Yeah, so I used some mod spawners. There's some mod spawners up here. They have a player detection range of 1,000. That's kind of a new feature, and they basically just spawn TNT out in a circle, kind of with a little bit of velocity in towards the center. So if you look at any one of these TNTs, you can kind of see the path that it takes to go down into the center. And it's actually a pretty simple pattern. It's just TNT spawning in a circle, and it just really looks like it's spinning. Oh, it's super awesome. I'm really happy with how well this turned out. Anyway, I thought I would share it with you guys. If you want to download this world, you can check out the link to the video description, and thanks for watching.
hear about that chicken last night? Someone said he committed suicide.
Oh my god! What? Oh. No, it's not what it looks like.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
Well, hello there. Welcome to the Redstone Creativity Panel. This is going to be about all things Redstone. We got a lot of great people up here, and we got a lot of great people out there. That's you guys, and on the live stream. And so today we're going to do a couple introductory videos to show you some of the things that a couple of us have done, and then we're pretty much just going to open it up to questions and answers, and just keep it on Redstone. But yeah, we want to hear a lot of variety. Let me introduce everyone that's up here. The two gentlemen on this end, you may recognize from Minecraft PG5, because that's their shirts. On the far end we have Bluesen, and then Elros, closer to the middle. Generic B is right here next to me. We have over here Cube Hamster. And then on the end, JL2579. I'm Seth Bling, and welcome back, I guess. I've been roped into moderating this, so I'm going to be kind of hosting. The first thing we're going to do is show a video that JL put together.
Yep.
Just some of the stuff he's done, and yeah, you want to roll it?
Yeah. So let me quickly introduce myself beforehand. So yeah, I'm also doing a lot of Redstone videos, and I do have a survival series where I'm trying to push the edge on what's possible in survival mode. And yeah, I'm using a lot of Redstone creations for this. So since this is the Redstone panel, I will just show you three examples of what I've built so far. Enjoy the ride. Right now you see the TNT reloading.
What happened to the structure?
And if you look at the white one head, we are now 11 kilometers in the sky. And to the left, there is the sun. Yeah, the ride takes about 4 minutes, so I skipped this till you hit the bottom. But here you can see the cannon from the outside, just someone else entering it. And there is over 4,000 TNT stored into this, so if any redstone is misplaced, the whole thing blows up. And yeah, that's the next creation I wanted to show. That's an 8x8 piston gate I made. Can you raise the volume?
Just take a look at it in action.
No,
one more time.
you
I
have to
hope
do it.
this thing here works, because yeah, we'll see.
I mean of the video. So.
And if not, you will see what happens when it's just moved by a little bit. But let's take a look at the pistons here. Pretty active here, almost done. And this all floods all the mob drops into the center. And now let's finally start this mob mob farm here. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, this mob trap is producing a double chest of TNT per hour.
Enjoy the show. This
a
mob
lot of
farm
stuff.
here
If you ever want to grind a lot
uses one double chest of
gunpowder,
so even in single player,
you could
I
build
would
something
say
like this.
this is possible to build in single player. And also one tip for you, you don't even have to
so
light
that's
up the
my
cave
content.
if you build
I
this
guess
trap
it's,
over the ocean,
times time
and
now.
you can simply build another tower.
Hey everyone, I'm Cube Hamster. I also do lots and lots of redstone, but unlike JL, I mostly stick to creative, so I'm not really forcing myself to grind everything like he does, which is, I respect that though, that's really cool. But seeing as I think most of you people probably don't know me, I just have a really short video showing a couple things I've done, and I sort of threw it together in, I don't know, 15 minutes before I had to leave for my train, so.
There's the full screen.
Can someone help me? Because Mac? No.
Well, just move the slider to the left.
Apparently we are not Mac users.
There's full screen.
Redstone computers.
Yeah.
Hamster here with a new video. Yeah. Yesterday I released an 8 but
No, you moved it back to...
I'm a Windows guy, I don't know. Anyways,
Mike.
this is...
Cube.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, Mike. This is an 11 by 11 button panel, and just where every individual button is hooked up to an output. I try to compress stuff as small as possible, so this is a random dice you can roll in a 9 by 9 area with a display, and like one block, the one block I really try to not get in my creations is air blocks. I try to minimize that as much as possible. So like it's completely random, uses dispensers with water. This is a flush with the wall hidden railway. So you press a button and then a mechanism pops up a rail from the wall. This is my tree eater design. You put a tree and the tree, all the leaves get destroyed, and a sand pillar pushes up all the wood blocks that go into a conveyor belt and basically gets stored into a giant block, and the whole thing resets itself. So completely automated. This is a puzzle I did. I also do puzzles. This is a 3D lights out. That's what it looks like on the inside. This is a one lever combination lock with 33 million different combinations. That's like 33 million combinations in that device. One lever, that's all it needs. And this is my pride, 14th floor elevator, where you can go up and down each floor. Doesn't matter what floor you're on, you actually don't have to wait for the elevator to come, because the moment you click the button, it's just going to reset the elevator to where you are at that point. So it's actually more efficient than elevators in real life in a way. But it's one person only, because if you do this with two person, then one of the people is probably going to die. But yeah, that's just some examples of stuff I've done. Yeah.
Oh, you're good. The rest of us don't have videos, but we're going to briefly just introduce ourselves and the way in which we use redstone. I tend to like to make really small contraptions. I don't do much of that really complicated mush of redstone stuff. I try and do really simple, kind of elegant inventions, and I also like to do custom maps, PvP games. That's one of my favorite things to do with redstone. And I don't really play much survival. It's mostly creative. So yeah, I'm sort of in the same boat with that respect. But yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, I too take a radically different approach than those two geniuses over there. I'm primarily survival as well. And I concentrate more on the smaller scale practical redstone designs, except not practical at all, I guess. So I'll take something, for instance, you need a egg farm, or you need a melon farm. I'll find a design or create a design that's efficient sometimes, definitely easy to do and easy to understand. And then I also have a series called Redstone Academy, which is something I wish I had when I first started. It's breaking it down, understanding the 3 basic redstone components, which is redstone dust, a redstone torch, and a repeater, and how that interacts with the inputs and the outputs, and just really understanding the basic building blocks of, I need to be able to turn a signal on and off. That's a T flip-flop. I need just a little bit of a signal, so that's a pulse limiter. So it's being able to understand the behaviors of that and piecing it together to do virtually whatever you want. I'm not good at compacting stuff, though. Not like those guys.
Yeah, we do all stuff with redstone creations, mini games, small contraptions, SMP stuff, creative stuff. Yeah, I think most. Yeah.
Really awesome stuff. So we've introduced ourselves and shown you kind of some of the stuff that we do and some of the stuff you can do with Redstone. At this point, we are going to open it up to Q&A. Now there are 2 mics right there and there. If you would like to ask us a question, please line up behind the mics, and we'll take some questions. They're right there and there. Okay, I guess we'll start over here
Okay.
on them.
What project took the most redstone?
What project took the most redstone? I guess we can each answer the question individually. So, JL, do you want to start?
I actually don't know. I mean, in survival mode, we have built up several projects which took like 2 or 3 double chests of redstone. If you build a big mob trap, or other designs, for example, we also plan designs for the nether. And for my survival inventions, I usually don't count the amount of redstone, but it's definitely you count it in double chests if you want. So thousands of redstone.
For me, it's a project that sort of stopped at the moment, but I started working on a long time ago, a puzzle map, and there were just tons of different contraptions, so in the same world. But luckily I didn't have to mine any of that, so that's good. And the reason it stopped at the moment is because, as you guys know, Mojang is constantly, updating Redstone and changing stuff, so most of it broke. It's a sad story.
It's kind of an interesting question because for those of us who use Creative and especially MC Edit, you can do copying and pasting, and so I can, if I want, I can make a billion redstone all in whatever, and it won't do anything. But I think the project that has had the most like redstone dust and everything that I've done might have been my color display on the map, where you use kind of pistons to control the pixels on the map. And there's a lot of it's just copy and pasted, though. Basically, anytime I have lots of redstone, it's copy and pasted, but that's probably the most.
12 pistons.
The most redstone we used was in Rainbow Card Punch. That's our, I think, first digital diamond. And in the tower defense, I think. So this is our biggest maps. Yeah.
All right, gentleman on the right.
Compacting redstone, is there a technique or a process you can give?
Well, when I start a project, mainly if it involves pistons, the first thing I try and do is just work out where pistons have to go and like what blocks they have to push, so that's where you start. And then generally it just involves lots of trial and error. So you start really big and then you try and see hey, wait, this signal here I can reuse. That's basically mostly what the compacting is. You're trying to reuse signals from stuff you hooked up to other things. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, if I want to add something, it's about building in 3D, not in 2D. I mean, if you begin with Redstone, you usually just try this out flat and just wire up another wire just way at around the whole contraption if you need another signal. And yeah, you start just slowly making the stuff in 3D, and then you also try to just, for example, use pistons instead of torches in Redstone that usually compactify stuff, also for monostable circuits and so on. You can build pretty much everything out of pistons, and this makes it smaller. Yeah, and pretty much
smaller and more laggy.
More laggy, but if you have a good PC, it doesn't matter.
No.
All right, thank you.
I was wondering if there was any way to make or a toggle thing where if it gets powered, it switches its output. So I'm using monostable circuits for that kind of stuff right now, but I was wondering if there's a more compact way.
Okay, so that's generally called a T flip-flop. That is the technical name. It is actually a technical name. And so you can look that up on Minecraft Wiki or anything. I want to just quickly say we're not, we can't really answer questions about specific designs or anything. We don't have a whiteboard, and it would take a long time. So, I mean, if you want to ask about names of things like that, that's fine. But it'd probably be best if you didn't ask about specific designs, but more general Redstone design questions, I guess.
I think you could also watch Generic B's Redstone Academy. I think he covers it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Redstone repeaters have gotten a new function as of late. Have you guys made any big things with the new function? Or any hints?
I've seen some interesting T flip-flop designs actually using the Redstone lock that kind of depend on button input. Honestly, I'm not sure that it really added that many new possibilities. I have actually used it in one of my circuits recently just because I already had some Redstone hooked up and it was just the easiest way to wire something together. So it's just kind of a tool of convenience for a lot of people. I'm not sure that it really revolutionizes any circuits. Maybe for digital logic though, actually, but
yeah, like shift registers.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I've seen that could have been interesting, and you can use it for puzzles. Yeah. But
yeah.
No.
So yeah. All right.
Do you have any tips on concealing redstone?
The question was, are there any tips on concealing redstone?
I don't know. I really like my redstone to show, but like I want to be able to see what's going on. It's a good question, though.
Yeah. I mean, typically what I do, the first thing is if you can make it as small as possible, then you don't have to worry about concealing it too much. But I typically build underground, and so it's really easy for me if I've got a certain room and there's my button that's going to open the door. I just make sure that in between all my rooms I've built enough space for redstone, and so you've kind of got like in a house you'll have a crawl space. If you just build yourself a nice 3 or 4 block high crawl space underneath everything, you can put there's designs if you need a T flip-flop. There's a 1 block high T flip-flop, so you can really cram in a lot of stuff in a small space, or just put leaves everywhere. That'll work.
Also, slabs and stairs are kind of helpful because you can put them kind of over a redstone step and it won't block the signal. Yeah.
It's like you say.
The most complicated thing I've made was a 4x4 piston door that was hidden with no piston showing when it was open. I want to know what is the most complicated door that you have ever made.
I guess I just showed it in the video. This the 8x8 piston door, which is horizontally.
No, vertical.
Yeah, actually, I haven't made much more than a 3x3 door. There are so many YouTube designs already, so I thought it was already done. You already have the best doors out there, so I tried on other designs.
Well, the biggest door I made with pistons was 5x6, but that's outdated now. The biggest flush door I've seen on YouTube is 5x5, and by flush I mean that you basically you see a wall.
Yeah, mine was flush.
And then it's a door. That's the biggest I've seen, 5x5.
The biggest one I've seen was 8x12.
Flush.
Flush.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, I don't tend to try and make doors because there's like already an 8x12 flush door. That's crazy. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, the biggest we made is I think 5x5, but I've seen some Brazilian guy like 26 by something like that. Yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger, and I personally don't like it so much because it just opens 5 minutes or something like that.
All right, this gentleman on the left.
Why do you guys keep breaking our game?
The question from Dinnerbone was, why do you guys keep breaking our game? Hi, Dinnerbone.
It's a serious question.
I could ask you the same question, my friend.
It's fun.
I can take a stab at that. I mean, I do a lot of weird things in Minecraft. I try and always come up with something new, and so I will often do things that no one's ever tried before because, like, why would you? I don't know. Yeah, there's just a lot of weird things that I do. So I tend to hit circumstances that other people won't hit. And as a result, it looks like I'm breaking your game, but your game was actually, in fact, already broken. and I was just the one to find it. So, but I think JL could probably talk about that a lot more.
Yeah.
He finds a lot of bugs.
The point is, what do you define as breaking the game? Since Minecraft is pretty much a sandbox game, for me it's like, oh, a new pre-release. Wow, the wither has been added. Let's see what we can do with the wither. He destroys blocks. Let's make an automatic tree, obsidian and cobble farm out of it. And some people consider this as breaking because the wither is actually intended to be a big threat, which everyone has just fears instead of just encaging him and making him a slave. Yeah, that's what I have the most fun in Minecraft, just trying to push the edge on what's possible in survival, and that's also why I'm trying to do things which other people might consider as breaking stuff, like, okay, we've developed several possible ways to duplicate blocks with pistons, just sand and gravel. But yeah, that's really, for example, in the TNT cannon design I showed you, I also used this just in a very creative way, not to abuse it in any way. And it just really, you have to define yourself if you break the game or not, since you can also use mods if you want something to add. And there's the creative mode anyway, so yeah, it's up to you.
Hi. Redstone is like electronics, so you have wires and things like that. What are the unique properties of Minecraft which makes so great to experiment? Because of course you can't do this with an electric circuit, although you could, but of course Minecraft makes it better. Why is it better than going out and doing it with wires? What makes it unique?
There is no currents. You don't have to worry about wires burning or yeah, just a lot of hassle of voltage and current. Yeah, that's just gone.
I think a lot of what makes it special is that, like, you can't use regular electronic circuits to like kill zombies or, you know, shoot TNT hundreds of meters. There's this whole fantastical setting around the game that lets you interact with it in a lot of different ways. And I think a lot of the appeal for what the Redstoners do is that, I mean, there's a lot of people playing this game normally using these normal blocks in pretty normal ways, and we're using the same block. We're using the same blocks, but we're doing, you know, logic with it. And electronic circuits don't have that same context around it, and so it just makes it a lot more fun when you feel like you can do all this stuff that you couldn't really do in real life.
I think that.
What do you think about the new direction that Redstone is taking towards going more analog, like with capacitors and weighted pressure plates, and how do you think it's going to affect like Redstone mechanics and new designs?
I'm super excited personally. And anytime there's more to play with, that's awesome. So I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to allow for a lot more room to play around, and that's what I love. So.
This will be interesting. Yeah. So I think Cube and I have talked about this, and I think we have different opinions. I'm very excited because 1.5 is supposedly going to fix a lot of the Redstone glitches, which happen to be a lot of the things that we currently exploit, so to speak, to do things like bud switches and day-night sensors. But at the same time, I would rather have a legitimate solution or legitimate Redstone solution to be able to do those things instead of relying on glitches, because it makes inefficient Redstone designs if you're working off of glitches. So is it going to completely destroy everything that we've done in the past year? Probably, but it's kind of good because it wipes the slate clean. We can all do new redesigns and do it the right way.
The reason like I said, I spoke with JB about it, also a bit with Dinnerbone already. Like there's a lot of like the north-south glitch I could happily do without. I'm really gonna miss butt switches if they were to disappear. But if there is going to be a good solution, then that's going to be fine. But I'm really worried about is there like every update at the moment they're changing it the game without adding something that would significantly make me want to redesign my designs. And I think like they're gonna change minecarts and how that works. I'm really excited about that. But like they added the new repeater locks, and I looked back at my old designs thinking, how could I use this to improve what I already have? But I couldn't really think of anything that would improve. So yeah, I'm going with the flow, and it's going to be some getting used to for me and for a lot of other Redstoners, I think. Yeah, we'll just wait and see, I guess.
Yeah, I have two things to add, and first is considering the bugs and the glitches. I think what no one likes and what everyone wants to get fixed is just in any kind of inconsistency in Redstone, like the north-south quirk makes it impossible to turn around certain contraptions, or other stuff like if you build two large Redstone contraptions, the Redstone, the order in which the blocks get updated sometimes messes up. And so, for example, my door I just showed, I can't move it to another place or turn it around, or even if I open it several times, it just sometimes breaks. And the inconsistency is, if that's gonna get fixed, that will really help a lot of developers. Yeah. But things like butt switches and other rail glitches, they really made so many contraptions possible that I think that there will either be a replacement or they won't touch it because the community, the community wants it. And yeah, for the new features, I think I'm mostly looking forward. I heard that there will be a possible way to actually automatically put items into chests and minecarts, like items from the environment, pretty much suck them into a chest, and this will revolutionize systems like storage systems and any kind of item processing system. And I'm really looking forward to this because this will add a complete new functionality to Redstone, I guess.
Actually, we are really excited about that because everything would change in Minecraft gives us our chance to do a new video or to invent something new.
Next question.
Are you worried about any future Redstone updates that may occur in the further future?
Are we worried about them? Is that the question?
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of just talked about that. I have full confidence that Mojang, I mean, over the past few months, they've really been showing that they've been listening to the community, and they've been adding a lot of great new features for people who like to do the redstone and technical stuff. So I don't think there's any way that Mojang will let anything really deteriorate seriously, and I think there's going to be a ton of new features coming. So I have full faith that things are just going to go uphill. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
What redstone-like contraption did you enjoy making the most?
You want one?
Like I do a variety. Like the ones I showed on the video are really big, and some of them are really time-consuming. But interesting enough, I also do really small designs, and I sort of enjoy them just as much as the big ones, just because you get it done really quickly. You quickly get your result. So yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same for me. I really do enjoy when there's a new pre-release and just pretty much hidden feature which you can suddenly turn into a complete new creation. Like, for example, in one of the recent patches, they changed the way items would pop out of blocks when they are blocked. And yeah, I just found out, wait, you can make an automatic item elevator. When an item is stuck in a block, it will just continuously raise. And yeah, that's was done really quickly, just like 2 hours or so. And it's set up, and you really enjoy when it's small and simple. But you also enjoy the big contraptions as well. It's just like, wow, I've done it. I made it, because we are struggling and so many problems when it's going big, and yeah, if you have overcome them, you really do enjoy it.
I really like making the PvP maps. I like game design, I like thinking about it, and when I get to actually take the redstone knowledge that I have, apply it in cool ways, and then share that with my friends, play the games with them, that's just really cool for me.
I think my favorite things are the designs that I accomplish simple everyday things in the most goofiest way possible. Because that's what makes it fun to me. So like for instance, I recently made one, I call it the Tater Quake Farm. And it's nothing more than a series of minecarts going over detector rails with pistons over them, dirt on top of that, and then that's where I plant my potatoes. And you push a button, all the carts roll. It's this big, giant earthquake that harvests all the potatoes. It's not efficient. It's silly. It's definitely not the best way to go farming-wise, but it's things like that. It's just doing something completely ridiculously stupid, that I really enjoy doing.
Actually, I think the stuff you like the most, when we do a video, I mean, we see how many views it got and something like that, and when it's liked, we liked it too.
When you guys think of an idea, what stages do you take to get it into your world?
Like I derp around quite a lot, just experimenting, doing stuff, and then all of a sudden it just snaps, and then you get your idea. So I have a server, and occasionally people come on just to sort of watch me build, and then like it feels really stupid because I most of the time have no idea what the hell I'm doing, just doing stuff, and then all of a sudden, yeah, you get like, oh, that's what I'm gonna do. But what also really helps is I'm subscribed to like a lot of channels, like a lot of small channels as well, and you never know when someone has like an idea, but that hasn't gone to its full potential. So I watch a video like, wow, you could use that for even better stuff, and then it evolves from there.
Yeah, for me, I am playing on a server, so I'm not just one guy actually, and yeah, just if we do have an idea, I just talk to the others about it, then we all derp around. But if 3 people derp around, then they can come up with something sometimes quicker than if just 1 people is derping around. And yeah, that's pretty much CubeHamster explained it quite well. Sometimes suddenly the light goes on in your head and you start building, but before you're just trying out stuff.
That derping, yeah.
Most for Sifblick and CubeHamster, have you ever tried the Red Power mod, which make redstone way more compact?
No. I actually, I do want to try out Feed the Beast though. After it's a mod pack, I want to try that out after I get back. I had actually wanted to try it out before MineCon, but I was busy working on the Team Fortress stuff. So, yeah, I want to try it out. I like sticking to vanilla. I feel like it's an interesting challenge, but I think it'd be cool to see what the new possibilities are with mods. Yeah.
I haven't tried it, and I'm not saying I never will, but I do really enjoy because Redstone offers like different challenges, trying to make stuff as small as possible. It's like a puzzle for me, trying to fit everything into as small a space as possible. And I think that Red Power might, because I'm not fully aware of what you can and can't do, might sort of remove the challenge for me.
Is there anything in Minecraft that you've wanted to make and can't? Or if not, what's giving you the most difficulty?
Like 1x1 pixel displays would be awesome, but we can't at the moment. Impossible. Yeah.
There's one project me and our server crew have been working on. I mean, not all the time, but I'm pretty much working on it for 8, 9, 10 months already. Just from time to time we continue working on it. It's just a combination of pretty much all of our knowledge about a lot of parts of the game mechanic, and I don't want to say what it is exactly, but since it's still a secret, but there is one project I'm struggling to finish, yes, but usually it's either we say I don't try it, or I do it till it's done.
I think there's loads of projects that I kind of have wanted to do, but that just don't work out. But I think that's an interesting part of the challenge: is what is possible, what isn't, and figuring out what you can do. So sure, there's probably a lot of things that I've tried, but it doesn't bother me at all, and I don't want the game to change just because of that. Like I really love the challenge of figuring out what's possible or not. Next question.
Okay, what's the most interesting way you've broken Dinnerbone's game, and how did you discover it?
Maybe Dinnerbone should answer that question.
Ghost mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. We found a way to be. Let me quickly describe what I'm talking about. The ghost mode. We found a way how you can be invisible and invincible in survival mode. And yeah, you can pretty much, since the others can't see you, you can explore around. You're also not able to interact with the environment other than in just certain ways. I called it a ghost mode. And we just stumbled across on it on accident. The point is you pretty much do it by riding a pig and then sleeping in a bed while riding a pig, and then you kill the pig, and after that you have to enter a minecart, and it just completely glitches out. I have a video about it to explain this better because it's actually pretty complicated, but it's just fun.
He's serious though.
How in the world did you ever figure that out?
Just derping around together.
Yeah, DL derping.
Yeah, and just other stuff like the sand generators. They've been in the game for such a long time, and just every time they say, hey, they fixed the sand generators, okay, we are sure they didn't fix anything. We'll just change the timing and it will work again, and that's how it has been like this. Yeah, I guess it's pretty much the 5th time already they tried to fix it, and it still works.
Yeah. It's a really hard problem to solve, though. It's okay.
Have you ever found a decent use for redstone repeater locks?
What's the question?
Have you ever found a decent use for redstone repeater locks? Because I haven't.
The redstone repeater locks. We kind of already addressed that earlier. Like I said, there was a T flip-flop design and some other just tools of convenience, but I don't think any of us has found anything that's really changed the game for us.
No.
Is that right? Unless anyone?
No.
Okay, yeah. So, next question.
Is there actually a way to destroy a block using redstone so you can actually pick it up as an item?
TNT.
Yeah.
There used to be actually a bug where you could use sticky pistons to delete a block. I mean, for certain blocks you can just use pistons, like leaves, I think you can get rid of with pistons. There's some other stuff like that. I think most blocks you probably can't, but JL would be the one who would know.
You can still, like the sand duplicator, there's also a block deleter. If you hook up certain really strange clocks to piston contraptions, it's still possible to let a block vanish, even your precious diamond blocks.
And then you sleep in the bed with a squid.
Yeah, but there's usually no use in just removing blocks. That's yeah. So it is possible, but not useful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Before Minecraft, do you guys ever had any relationship with like electricity or redstone things, you know, but not redstone?
Yep, I'll go. I was an electrical engineering student in college, so I never want to see another resistor or capacitor. Oh, I guess I'm going to see capacitors again. Yeah, so I mean, I'm all the digital logic gates and everything is. I've got a background in that. So we mentioned before how redstone is a bit more fun to play with than legitimate circuitry. But a lot of that knowledge carries over because it's a logical way of thinking. You know, if this is on and this is off, then you want this certain condition to happen. So yeah, I've got a background in it.
I have a degree in computer science, and that's similar sort of stuff. The logic is a big component of that. So, and the engineering. So it's all, yeah. I have a bit of an education in that too. Yeah.
I'm a physics and chemistry teacher in a middle school in real life. So that's where that, yeah. I also teach logic. So.
Yeah, I'm also a physics student, so yeah, we do learn some kind of electric circuitry as well. But actually, I did this after Minecraft, so after I started playing Minecraft. But maybe something which is related to Minecraft. Before I played Minecraft, before I discovered it, I used to play Trackmania, and it's pretty much the same. Just you're building tracks instead of just contraptions, but it's also yeah, it's the only limit is your imagination and your creativity, and yeah, that's my story.
Yeah, actually we are electrical engineering students in Munich, and yeah.
So there you go, next question.
What was the funnest thing you've made from redstone?
For me, it was the Team Fortress 2 maps. It's the most fun I've had playing Minecraft in a long time.
For me, I think a long time ago I did puzzle challenges, and one of the puzzles I did was called the Secret Society of the Petals Around the Rose, and yeah, that was a lot of fun to really hard puzzle to sort of build, and then to see people struggling to solve it. That's.
Actually, I think the most funny part was Guitar Hero. We remade Guitar Hero in Minecraft, and it was really fun with this music, actually. And yeah.
Seth Bling and I did a Redstone Wars together, and the theme was Rube Goldberg machines, which is essentially the most complex, ridiculous contraption to do something really simple. And I think for me that was the most fun I've had in Redstone. Not all of that was Redstone, but there was definitely some pieces to it.
Yeah, for me it probably was trolling people the first time with this ghost mode thing.
What new Redstone items / features would you like to see in future updates besides, no, I meant what Mojang hasn't announced yet?
Lasers. I'm looking at you, Tinnerbone. But he's shaking his head. Yeah. But it's lasers.
What I really want already, like for months now, is movable source blocks. So a redstone block which powers pistons, redstone lights, adjacent redstone, which you can move around, and it would make for contraptions that could maybe, move a bit more themselves. Would make doors, wiring up doors, a lot easier. yeah, I've got more specific details on like how it should be done. There's also other people that have thought about it, but I think that would really add a lot to the game. But I don't know if it's possible.
Yeah, same here. I also thought about the same idea as Cube did. Yeah, I think that's what I also would like to add to the game.
By the way, you can push around detector rails with minecarts on them, but that's not quite as versatile as...
Yeah, no, we've already used that, but the problem with that is that they need something underneath in order for them to work. Because I've used lots of minecarts in my contraptions already, but it's not reliable, inconsistent. Yeah.
What is your tip for beginner redstoners?
Well, I mean, the way I started out was I started putting redstone nuts on the ground, and then I had no idea what it was, so I looked on the wiki, and I basically just learned by, just looking on the wiki at how things worked, and I watched some YouTube tutorials too. Nowadays, there's a lot more resources than when I was starting out, though, and there are some, like we were saying, Generic B's Redstone Academy. There's some really good intro tutorials, so YouTube videos are actually a great way to do it, I think, too.
Yeah, like you said, I also started with the wiki, and what really got me started was watching CMB's tutorials. I think most people that start Redstone have seen some of his stuff, and that really got me rolling and understanding it.
Yeah, for me, I think you should check out either Seth Blink's or Generic B's tutorials. When I started Redstone, there were no real YouTube tutorials on it, only the wiki. So I also learned from this and just from playing with others. But by now, I guess the best way to start is just trying to find some good tutorials and then just play together with other Redstoners. I mean, there are lots of public servers where people do build Redstone contraptions, and best way is learning by doing. So try to find someone which is around at the same level or who needs help at this project, and yeah, there are lots of people, hundreds or thousands of people on many servers which want to work together with you, and that's a good idea.
And don't get scared if you like build something and you see someone else has done like a better job, maybe make it smaller or more compact or more, yeah, you know, just keep trying and you'll get better yourself. Don't get scared because you think that what you do is not good, because it is good. I mean, you're just learning, you're progressing.
Yeah, actually another cool trick is you can look at what somebody else has done, maybe follow a block by block tutorial, and you might not understand it at first, but if you start to break it up and analyze what breaking parts of it do, you might figure out what the tricks are that they've used, and that's probably a good way to learn new tricks and how other people tend to approach Redstone, which might inform the way that you can do it. So, all right, next question.
If there ever is a Redstone block, if it's ever implemented, what uses would you like it to have?
It has to be able to move. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's two things that kind of make sense for that. One would be like a movable power source, and then another would be I think if there was going to be a block update detector block, that would make a lot of sense too. So.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Would you like to see logic gates in like one block, and if you did, why?
Could you repeat the question?
Would you like to see in Minecraft, if not put in logic gates, but only in one block?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like in Red Power.
Like Red Power.
I'll go for it.
Yeah, I would say no, because the fun part of Redstone is actually designing stuff yourself and making it compact. And it's just like, I mean, you don't know how your computer works. It's pretty much the same concept as Redstone, but yeah, it's just too complicated and you can't look inside. And I don't want to have pre-built structures in the game. It's much more fun to actually see stuff working. You just need very basic ideas like a line which can be in the on state or in the off state, and a torch which inverts the signal. And okay, there's the repeater and the piston, and that's all you need. And if there are too many blocks, it's just making it too simple, I guess, because it's also a lot of the fun part, just pretty much starting with the core structures and still keeping it compact.
I don't know if this is how the Red Power mod works or not, but I do think it would be cool if you had, let's say, like a redstone chest, and you open that up and you can lay out whatever circuitry you want. That way you can always go under the hood and change things, and you have an input and an output. But to actually change the vanilla game to do that, I think that would be too much of a difference. It'd be a great mod, and I'm sure it's already out there.
Yeah, I just want to say I kind of agree with JL. I like the fact that there's a few very simple components that you can combine to make really complex things, and kind of targeting those the logic circuits too much with new features. It adds a level of complexity to the basic building blocks that I think almost sort of like ruins a little bit of the magic behind Redstone. Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't use them, but that's just for me. I really like that there's just a few simple building blocks. So.
Yeah, maybe one thing to add, you actually do learn a lot more. I mean, at school, if you ever learn about electric circuitry, you also learn how exactly an XOR gate works with transistors. And so you can just see how it is in action, and you do actually learn something for your life also, if you're ever doing some kind of engineering job. And you won't do this if it's just a single component which is already pre-built.
Yeah. Next question.
What was the very first thing you built with Redstone?
I can answer this. The very first thing, and the reason I got into Redstone initially, was minecarts. The first thing I built was a minecart station where you could arrive at the minecart station, and you could just get out of the minecart, go about your business, and then get right back into the minecart, and it would automatically depart again. And if I built that right now, it would probably take me a couple minutes, and I could do it in 5x5 space or something. But when I built this at the time, I had like a giant upstairs room with all the redstone, and I was putting stuff here and here, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I was kind of muddling along, but that's what I'm talking about. That's the experimentation process that you have to do when you're just starting out. And it was way bigger than it needed to be, but in order for me to learn it, it was exactly as big as it had to be.
For me, it was like stairs that would pop out of the ground, and it was ridiculous, like the size. I think it was like 200 by 200 by 200 or something. And just looking back at what I did, it was so stupid. But it's a learning process, so it worked though. That was the accomplishment.
Yeah, actually I don't know anymore when I started or what was my first project was, but I think I started with minecart stations like Sapling did. Yeah, that's pretty much the first problem you stumble across. On a server, you're not able to probably launch in a minecart because it's just lagging and stuff, and you want to automate the process.
You guys put me to shame so bad. my very first project that I put up on YouTube was a button to open a door. And I thought and what's bad about it is it was technically wrong. I had a block with a button and then a piston that went down that would push over a torch and all this stuff, and I put it up and I was so proud. And then I started getting the comments, and they said, "Why didn't you just put a repeater that would send the signal out?" And I was like, I didn't know repeaters could do that. So, yeah, that's my very first. I've come a little way.
Actually, we started like playing on a server together with some friends, and we had bases like miles away, and tried to connect it together, and that was like started to do some minecart stations together, and that was so big. I mean, silly.
Yeah, I think a lot of the reason why a lot of us started with minecarts is actually, well, back in Alpha, which is when I started, and I think they started, I mean, minecarts were almost the only thing that would actually interact with Redstone, so nowadays there's a lot more you can do if you want to start out, which I think is really cool. All right, let's go to the next question. Actually, I think we only have time for one more, so sorry.
I know that some of the big projects might be like really time consuming. What's sort of like the drive that you have that says, okay, I'm going to finish this and it'll be good?
The fact that it'll be good when you finish it. Like, you know, it's, I mean, if you're, yeah, I mean, we all want to see the final result of our things, and that's the reward. I mean, the process is also good. You're usually learning a lot along the way, especially if it's a really complicated thing. So, but I mean, yeah, it's just we really love what we do. We really want to make things that are awesome, and that's the motivating factor.
Yeah, just in general, like if you're building something complex and you know, just know I can get this to work. I know it must be physically possible somehow to get this to work, and just yeah, sort of driven to get that done. And I mean, I've had contraptions where I literally, like that combination lock I showed earlier, that was, I know I could get it working, but it was literally 8 hours of just debugging, just to give sort of an impression, just because something wasn't working properly. But yeah, that's me, I guess.
Yeah, for me it's pretty much the same.
I think a big driver is knowing that it will entertain you guys in some way. No one likes a half-finished project.
All right, well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for the panel. Really appreciate you guys coming out and checking it out. Thanks, everyone watching on the live stream. Thanks, guys.
This is a video explaining all about the redstone machinery known as the repeater. This is a video explaining all about the redstone machinery known as the repeater. This is... oh, it's happening again, isn't it? There, we're back. The redstone repeater is a block in Minecraft that has 3 main functions, but before we look at them, it's made using stone, redstone, and redstone torches, like so. Now, its first function is as a repeater, weirdly enough. This means that it refreshes the redstone signal put through it. As a redstone signal can travel 16 blocks, this makes repeaters essential for larger circuits. The second use for repeaters is as a diode. A diode is an electrical component that can only accept a signal from one direction. Thus, you can send a redstone signal one way, but not the other. This makes the repeater useful in smaller, tightly packed circuits. The third function of the repeater is that of a delay. Hitting it will make the torches move slots, causing a delay of 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 and 0.4 seconds respectively. This makes the repeater useful for clocks and timing devices where you want a certain signal pulse. A couple of other useful features of the repeater is that you can send a signal through most blocks, so you can pass a wire from outside to inside your house without an unsightly hole in your wall. There's much more that the repeater can do. My friend, the info villager, got caught out in a blizzard the other day. Hey, what are you chortling at? It's no laughing matter. Oh, these are getting worse, I know. On with the video. This one's all about snow. Not the snow block or the snowball, those are in different videos. Snow is a thin block that's found in the wintry parts of Minecraft. It's the same as other blocks. It can be removed and walked on. In the same way as ice, if you place a light source on the snow, it will melt away. If you destroy snow with a shovel, then it will yield one snowball, but if you use any other tool, it will drop nothing. A good trick for clearing lots of snow at once is to get a bucket of water and place it in the middle of the patch. If you're wanting to keep your house snow-free when you're in a wintry biome, just remember that snow won't form on top of glass, or glowstone, or half slabs, or stairs. This, coupled with torches in your garden, should keep off the snow from your humble home. While snow does form on grass blocks, turning them white, it won't form on farmed or hydrated dirt, meaning your wheat farm is safe from the weather.
Muhammad Ali once said, "I'm so fast that last night I turned off the light switch in my hotel room and was in bed before the light was dark." Now, as a physics enthusiast, I happen to know that to perform this feat, he would have to have been travelling at more than 300,000 kilometers per second. So yeah, I doubt he was that fast. But I could be wrong. Anyway, light in Minecraft is entirely the same as light in the real world, albeit with a different mechanic. It affects your visibility in the game, along with mob spawning, tree and crop growth, and whether mushrooms and flowers stay in the ground. There are lots of providers of lights, from torches to sunlight, from lava to glowstone. Not only that, there are varying light levels, from 15 being the brightest to 0 being the lowest. Sunlight is level 15, as is glowstone and fire and other things. The light level denotes how many blocks the light will travel, with the exception of sunlight. So, if you place a torch with a light level 14 on the ground, there's a diameter of 14 blocks around it that are lit. There's an option called smooth lighting, which when enabled will blend the light levels together smoothly at a frame rate cost. There's still a few bugs with lighting in Minecraft, but they are being ironed out by the developers.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Once bitten, twice shy. Years under the belt. These are all ways of saying you've had experience or experienced something. It means something slightly different in Minecraft, although it's similar. Experience is the levels in Minecraft you gain by doing tasks. Tasks like killing mobs, whether hostile or not, will give experience, as will mining through ores and smelting and cooking. Breeding animals will also give experience, as will catching fish. Experience is used for enchanting, as well as repairing and combining your items. Enchanting takes place at the enchanting table, and once you put your armor, weapon or tool into the slot and choose an enchantment, your experience level will drop by that amount. The anvil is the place to repair and combine your items, and a similar thing happens here too. Note the number of experience levels needed, and if you have enough you can make the change. The maximum level of experience is 30, and the leveling works like so. It's 17 experience points per level until you hit level 16. Beyond that, the amount of experience needed increases by 3. Because enchanting tables and anvils are quite hard to get, if you play cautiously, you should have lots of experience levels by the time you can make them.
feeling the sun in our room. Water, plenty of rays and beaming lights. Surely it does me good. And I would trust the pulse in which decay is followed by bloom. And I'm sure the flow will turn out beautiful. I'm trying to get you up, but you go down. And you are not okay.
I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye, I'm late. Thus said the White Rabbit in Alice in Wonderland. Shame he didn't have sprinting to speed him up. Sprinting is, well, a method of getting around in Minecraft that basically does what it says on the tin. You start off by double tapping forwards, usually W, which zooms you in slightly and sets you going, with particles coming from your speedy feet. It will allow you to run 5 or 6 blocks per second, faster than the 4 blocks per second for walking. Sprinting will also allow you to jump further, although not higher than normal jumping. Sprinting will stop when you collide with a block next to you or above you, or when you're moving or when you sneak. Be warned though, sprinting uses up your food bar at a much faster rate, and when you're below 30% food, you won't be able to sprint no more. Sad times. However, you can travel great distances with sprinting if you have little food to spare. Good times. Make sure you don't sprint off a cliff or down a hill, that can cause damage. Sad times. But if you sprint on ice, you can travel even faster. Very good times. Sprinting causes a knockback effect when you hit mobs whilst doing it, although speeding past and through a mob won't cause you to stop. The opposite end of the spectrum to sprinting is sneaking. In this video we draw a comparison between pizza and Minecraft. Are you ready? Here it comes. It's going to be good. Pizza is like Minecraft because they're both comprised of segments that make up the whole thing. Okay, maybe it wasn't so good, but it's still true, and in Minecraft those segments are called chunks. Each chunk is a square of 16 by 16 blocks, and it goes up and down as far as the map goes, or 256 blocks. So, each chunk is a whopping 65,536 blocks in total. When you enter a new world for the first time, nearby chunks are loaded. And then, as you explore your world, more and more chunks are randomly loaded, creating the virtually infinite Minecraft landscape. Sometimes you get what is called a chunk error. This is when a chunk doesn't load for some reason, and just shows a gap in the world, hence its other name, world hole. It can be fixed by closing and reopening the world, or in other words, reloading the chunk. Another thing you need to know about chunks is that the QB mob, the slime, will only generate in certain chunks underground, or in swamp biomes. Once you've found one, it makes farming slimes relatively easy.
Hey guys! We're going to show you a quick video to start things off after these short technical difficulties. But hello to everyone on the live stream, watching at home.
That is the video. It's like, yeah, play this video.
Do, 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 do.
Here we go.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I like long videos and lens flares, so that's what that was. So if you guys don't know who we are, we're Fire UK.
Hi, I'm Phil.
Well, I'm Matt,
Matt.
but
Yeah.
this is me. I'm pretty looking in Minecraft only. But you know, it's good. And
Not very good on camera.
there's Phil. Okay, so this is our panel that Lydia has decided to call Master Builders. We didn't choose that name.
No. I don't think anyone chose any names for their panels.
No. We're not that modest.
Speak for yourself.
Okay. So basically we would just want to talk about a few things about what we do to start with, and we're going to go all the way back to April 2011.
All the way back to where we first kind of got into Minecraft and first decided to do videos and really form the community that we've got today.
Yeah. So it's pretty weird. In that top left image, there's a sign that even says the date. And the reason we built this little cathedral and we time-lapsed it is we were bored waiting for Portal 2. So we were like, let's do something.
That is a genuine origin story. We were like, Portal 2 is out in like 5 hours. Do you want to do something in Minecraft?
And then we built this and time-lapsed it, and now we're here, which is weird.
So thank you, Valve, for
thank you
releasing Portal 2.
It's kind of weird to think like we came from just us two building, and now it's a huge team of us. We have so many guys who are amazing who work with us. So
do we have any server members in here now?
Scream.
Woo.
That's what I want to hear.
All in one corner. I like
So
that.
just all like grouped together. Well, I mean, there's a lot of the things that we do wouldn't, happen without the server members. So I just wanted to thank everyone who's helped, whether it's be time lapses, like server projects, an epic adventure, whatever it is that you guys have helped with. Thank you so much. So I'm going to clap for the server members.
Yeah, most of the stuff that was in that video you just watched was not made by us.
No.
Like this was just stuff that was found on our servers.
Yeah, we just find things sometimes, and the guys are like, we just built this, and we're like, you guys are awesome, and then
It's like, I just got bored, so I just started putting stuff together, and now I've got a massive castle.
And I guess that's to move on to what it's like now, and this is kind of some of the stuff that we're building now, and it's quite a big jump. It's a big leap from what we did back in April 2011, like a year and a half later. We're doing these huge builds, and it's such an honor to kind of be involved in them and building them or recording them, whatever it is, which is fun.
It's difficult to try and, we've always got to one-up ourselves on every project, which makes this incredibly difficult. But
very difficult.
We tried to stay true to what we had was, none of it's, completely pre-planned. We go in and we just build it on the fly and when we're time-lapsing.
And that's, especially with the latest time-lapse, we built that all on the fly, like with people just going in every day, and it took like 9 days to build it. And it's crazy how big that thing is now. It kind of ended up being one of those, we have to do it now, finish it, because it got so close to the deadline.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was very cool.
It's like we've got like 5 hours work to do and we've only got like half an hour.
Yeah.
Hi guys, do you want to help us, please?
It's always interesting doing that kind of stuff. So, I mean, another thing about Fire UK is we do a lot of collaborations with people. We build a lot of things for the YouTubers. And it's with those collaborations that I feel has kind of put us in the spotlight and made us be as cool as we are now in terms of video content. So I just want to talk about some of those. First up, last November we had the Syndicate project, and we built a little thing in his series that was called Fire City. On our channel it was called Aquila. And he kind of, it was in a story way, he kind of explored that and found that, and then opened chests. Every episode,
every chest.
And all the chests were empty.
There were over 1,000 chests in that city, and there was only one which had an item in it, and he went through all of them.
All of them, yep. All of them. And then we also got the honor to work with Captain Sparkles, who's here at MineCon, to build the set for Fallen Kingdom, one of his music videos. And
do you guys enjoy Fallen Kingdom?
Woo! I mean, Fallen Kingdom was really cool. I mean, you were probably the lead on that because I was working on Hat Film stuff when you were working on that.
It was one of these things where he wanted a nice big set, but obviously had to animate it all, so we were like confined to a nice kind of small area. But so like what you actually see is actually like I think it's like only a couple of chunks wide or something actually.
Yeah, I think it was like 100 by 100 we had to work with or something like that, so it's pretty small.
But it was absolutely fantastic to watch that actually come to life in an animation.
Yeah, definitely. And clearly I made my presentation far too large, so we're bumping it. Great, it's good stuff. And then these guys, but we'll talk about these guys later. You may know them.
Matter. Hi, Troll.
Just Hat Films right here. So we have now got 195 videos, which feels crazy in a year and a half.
I still don't believe we've actually done it for a year, but it has been over
crazy.
a year now.
Yeah.
And like to kind of shoot up as quickly as we have.
Yeah,
as
crazy.
my voice just did.
So I don't know the exact number of
Let's
subscribers
stop
right now, but we
talking
want to
very
thank
soon.
everyone who does watch our videos because it makes this
Yeah.
possible. You know, coming to MineCon, doing all of this cool stuff, and building all the cool things we do.
I didn't imagine ever having a job like this, and I just thought I was doing it for fun, and then everyone was like, oh my god, you guys are doing stuff, and then these viewers came along, and yeah. You don't know what to expect when you get that. You don't
No.
build a community. The community just comes to you and says, hey, we're going to just show
Yeah.
up here. It's like, I didn't expect to see you guys.
No,
Just
look at
showed
this
up
full
here.
room. And 33 time lapses, which I figured out have been some crazy number, like 100 and something terabytes of one of my footage. It was like
Yeah.
160 terabytes or something. I was like, that is way too much.
Yeah. What was the biggest time lapse? It was...
Well, Space, the most
Space,
recent
yeah.
one,
How
ended
much
up being
footage was that?
8.6 terabyte for the footage of that. And that was because I was filming, yeah, it's
Swift just
crazy. Yeah, it's pretty painful to edit that because I edit all my stuff in After Effects and it's crazy to put all that together.
I mean, there are ways of going around it. We can avoid it if we want to, but, you know, it's the way we like doing it, so, you know, it
and
works.
then, I've got a statistic here, Phil, that's pointed straight at
Yay,
you.
fun facts.
One Call of Duty video.
Oh, yeah.
And that was
That
you.
was my one as well.
Yeah.
Only one COD video.
Okay, so I really wanted to spend today, a good portion of today, talking about the space time lapse and how we kind of go from concept and then turning it into what it was. Now, I drew this in Photoshop about a month before we actually did the time lapse. It's not the easiest thing to see. It kind of looks like a lot of white lines and then a white blob in the
It's
middle.
Like a really bad like crossword thing or something.
But I then went in game and built, you know, a very small mini map of it in game for people to kind of see. Again, it's not the easiest thing to see because it's in space and it's pretty dark.
Can we like dim the lights a little bit just to get that?
It doesn't matter, I'll just talk. So what happens is we go in there and the only reason why I do these kind of mini maps or to show people what to do is because there's so many of us working on a project and we have to go in with Voxel Sniper and then build all of these terrains. And a lot of people don't know what I have in my head because my head's kind of like a chest.
I don't want to go in your head
No,
most of the time.
no, no, it's crazy. So we go from that and then, you know, we start building things and sometimes the things aren't included. Now this is something I was building just before the space time lapse. This is like a huge spaceship and we just didn't have time to finish it. I just thought I'd put this in there because it was like me and another server member who were, you know, we were slaving away on this, but alas, we had to, you know, focus on the time lapse more and we
Yeah.
just couldn't finish it and get it in. And sometimes it's like that. We've had some time lapses where we've just scrapped the idea completely.
Yeah, it kind of goes through a stage of like, we'll bounce the ideas around and like grab reference images. Like we'll just Google space stations and we'll just go through for like half an hour going, oh, I like this one, I like this one. And then we'll throw like templates together. Luckily for this one, we already had a texture pack to go with, like a custom designed.
Yeah.
So we just looked for similar elements and went, okay, so we kind of want space station, look for conduits, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you just spend like a couple of weeks just casually building away until you find something you go, yeah, everyone worked from this. And
Yeah, because we have to have some sort of style template for people to build off, because if we don't have something for people to kind of get the idea of what we're going to build, everyone's like, wait, we're doing what in space with what and who? There's going to be what? And that's kind of like the reaction.
yeah, there was a huge diversity when I said, oh, guys, build something in space, and it was like...
And now this big white person on the screen, this is one of my other accounts. This is Miss Timelapse, and I use her to film. She's usually just sat next to me on a Mac. I kind of, the way I speak about her now, I feel like she's becoming sentient. She's real.
Basically, Matt has developed split personality syndrome, and he has Mr. Timelapse and Miss Timelapse. They actually have arguments on the server sometimes. You'll see in the chat they're just fighting with one another. I'm like,
I can't help
Matt,
myself.
what are you doing?
It's a bad relationship the two have, but, you know, they still film all the time lapses. That's what's going to happen.
But the people you see behind are like, we always have like mods watching, like behind in case someone gets too close or anything. And
Yeah,
runs
that
into
is
the camera.
actually filming a part of the part of the space time lapse right there. So that's actually in shot. That's like I just managed to grab that shot.
Although
really
you
quickly.
may notice that I went away and was
Oh,
still
in one of the
game.
shots, yeah.
And so
Yeah,
you'll
you're
just
like
see my
AFK.
character just flying in the bit of the hangar as the camera kind of pans back, and I'm like,
good.
I thought
Blame
you
you
guys
for
were gonna
that.
like move me.
Okay,
it's a little
so
Easter egg there. So.
we'll take a look at something else here. So this is, I don't know how well. Okay, that kind of, yeah, okay. That's the full space time lapse, and that looks crazy.
Yeah, so the Google Maps.
There's a big empty asteroid on the side there, and everyone always says to me when I show them this image, what is that big empty asteroid all about?
Which one is it?
It's all the way on this side, like above me. And what that is that's got the hangar in it, but we didn't have time to do anything outside it, so it's just a huge interior space. I'm looking at it now, and it's like, that is one big asteroid. It's like, wow. Okay. So
yeah, we rarely have time where like we'll do one shot and it's like, okay, we've got like 3 hours and we always rush things at the end. It's
we
like,
always rush things at the end.
Okay, someone try and build like a ship, like there, now, go, and like rush them, and we always usually get shouted back saying, no, stop shouting at me. I just try to help you play
a lot of our time is we do on weekends, but one thing with the space time as well, this sounds like really mundane, but it's actually really important, is that the amount of people that will turn up to like build on the weekdays is so small that I had to just lead these tiny teams building these asteroids on some of the weekdays. And that was fun, because it was literally just me and like 20 people just building, and it was like, okay, we're going to build some more things now, and they're like, okay.
We have no way of telling though, like we can have like 20 people, or I think we've had most 150 at
Yeah,
once.
I think 150 was made.
That's chaotic.
Yeah, organizing 150
people. If you get
people.
stressed easily, don't join this line of work.
I mean, we have a TeamSpeak server. A lot of people always ask us like, how we communicate to each other to say, like, how are you building that and that? We just split into teams sometimes in TeamSpeak, and that's just how it works.
So like with this one, because we had 2 cameras, we could always have 2 shots running at the same time.
Yeah.
So we'd have team 1 and 2 with their leaders and their assistants and stuff, telling everyone, okay, this is the kind of style you're going for in this area.
Yeah.
And we can have something simultaneously, so it breaks up the 150.
Yeah.
Because if you have over 100 people in one spot trying to place one block, no.
Yeah, it doesn't go
You are
very
going to
well.
have a bad time.
So talking about the space time lapse, we'll play it now. I think we'll put it on lowish volume, and we'll talk about it a little bit.
We'll try, yeah.
We'll try. Okay. This is great. I love looking at blackness. That's great.
Wood for technical
Let's
difficulties.
double click it again, Matt. There we go. Okay. So we'll let you guys watch this and we'll just kind of talk over a few little bits. Because the music's too awesome to talk over all the time because it's approaching Nirvana. Shout out to Sam and Andrew because we love approaching Nirvana. There's one thing that I know I wanted to do with this time-lapse when I was filming it, and that was show off the areas in a way that people knew what they were. That's why at the bottom you'll see like a thing slide out saying like residential quarter or something like that. And it's because the place is so big that you just can't kind of see it all.
And there's a kind of point where you get to in designs where it's like all our buildings are kind of looking the same, so a lot of stuff we do have is very like kind of out of the box thinking. Like you're just like, that doesn't really look as though it would really fit in, but it's, you know, we're not taking it too seriously. It's more the fun idea of what you would imagine sci-fi to be rather than the hardcore seriousness of this is exactly what it would look like and nothing else.
Now, I think looking at this, people are kind of like, that doesn't look like Minecraft. What have you done to our baby? I mean, really, there's not a lot going on there. There's less mods on there than I've used on pretty much all the other time-lapses. There's just a texture pack change, and that's about it. Because the skybox is a part of that. And I have a feeling this is a really old version of the time-lapse, but it looks okay. It looks okay.
I don't know, does it look okay?
It looks good. Woo! See, there we go. I'll make the noise.
I heard it. Yeah. It's alright.
And I mean, it's interesting looking at this, again, especially on the big screen. It's weird when the camera pans all the way out that it doesn't really look like Minecraft. And that's the one thing that we try to do is build something that's, you know, impressive enough to look like it's another game or it's looking like a piece of concept art or something like that.
This is my favorite shot, this one.
I wonder how much lag there's going to be. I feel this is like a really old edit version.
But I mean, the way that we set this up, for those wondering how we kind of got complete into this, it was just a void world. And again, we used the same concept. We just used voxel sniper and just you made the asteroids.
Your voice is going.
It's gone.
Yeah. So I kind of laid out like points, just tiny little blocks in space where I knew those were going to be, and then people just went, okay, when they looked at the minimap and started building in between it and stuff. And the big thing that I had in my head and everyone was confused about for about the first week was what a conduit was. I still think people don't know what a conduit is. It's just a big long thing that links two asteroids together. It doesn't technically make sense out of the science fiction realm, but this was for Sci-Fi Week, so I thought I'd just go all out.
Also, some people didn't understand what the vacuum of space was.
Yeah.
We had a lot. We had a residential area with like gardens, and they were actually on the outside of the asteroid. So I was just like, okay, spaceman going around watering his, you know, tulips.
That'd be great. I'm sure that's what all the NASA astronauts do.
Yeah.
They just go out and they do that.
and space helicopters and stuff like that.
Oh, I was wondering where we were at. Okay, we're doing industrial stuff right now. Okay.
So yeah, the main premise of this was it was going to be like a massive space station with obviously places for people to live, mining equipment and stuff, which is the main focus of going to an asteroid, is to kind of strip it out, get the minerals and stuff. Tourist hubs and stuff for those visiting, and then obviously like the hangars and stuff in a main big city.
It's crazy to think how long this video is as well, because we made it in
long video.
like 9 days or so, and it's a really long video, and it's still pretty fast.
It's the kind of loop that we're in, though. I mentioned this briefly earlier. Like
you guys are getting to see behind the scenes stuff here. Whenever you see the sky glitch like that, I have to edit that out. So I don't know what version of the video this is. This is like a really old one, clearly. That's just on my pen drive. Behind the scenes.
All the technicalities.
It's great. I mean, that's kind of what it's like. We often get things in Minecraft and there's like glitches on blocks, or there's people running the wrong way or things like that, and we just have to fix those in editing. And that's kind of the interesting part about when you think about Minecraft, is that it's not always a perfect game, especially run on some systems. It's kind of lackluster.
Oh yeah, no, you really have to run with it on the fly. Like we've had so many disconnects to the server, like everybody just kind of like disconnects at once, and we have to stop and restart the shot again.
That's
I mean, most of this stuff is all done in one take, though. I mean, you can obviously see buildings go up and then be immediately torn down again.
I like how it cuts off like the little bit of that because my video is far too big, but that said military and defense sector. I should just commentate over this.
The military defense sector.
That'd be great.
And on your left, an asteroid.
I feel like the music's too quiet.
And on your right, another asteroid.
That would be great.
I got so bored of asteroids by the end of this. I was like bleeding from my eyes. I'm like, I don't want to build on another space rock.
Well, we don't have to anymore.
No, we've done it now.
Sci-Fi Week's done.
It's done.
So I'm gonna let you guys watch the rest of this time lapse because I think we've talked enough, and I will turn this up because Approaching Nirvana just kicked in big style. So enjoy.
I think this is me coming up on the right in a second. I don't know if I'm that fast. Yeah, right there.
Good job, Phil.
Sorry.
This shot was a pain, just FYI. Like when you see it lagging like crazy in a minute, it's because all of the lighting is trying to regenerate while we're building, because we're building hollow structures and it hated us.
Also, one of the main issues we have is that obviously chunk loading is a bit of a pain. Like there's a big asteroid behind this coming up and you can't even see it because it's just so far away. It's over like a couple hundred blocks away. that wasn't done in Minecraft, just in case you...
Our 7 members. Woo! Okay, so there's been a project going on for a while now that we've been working on since January, and it's been a crazy project. It's called an epic hat venture.
You guys heard of that?
You heard of that? Woo!
No? Okay.
No, clearly not. So I want to introduce 3 guys onto the stage right now. This is Hat Films, everybody.
So please welcome Smith, Trott and Ross.
Just going to hold his hand. Just hold his hand.
I'm just going to hold him here.
Hello. Good day. We're back
Good
on the
day.
panel again.
Yeah,
bit deja vu
we just can't
going
keep
on.
you off the stage, can we?
Wow. So, yeah, like I said, back in January, we started building a map for you guys called an epic adventure. Do you remember that? Do you remember that first conversation?
No.
No.
I actually do. I remember actually kind of watching you guys for a little while. We did it. Obviously, we all say about Fire UK it was the day we stopped doing time lapses. But no, I do. I remember before even that conversation, we were like, oh man, have you seen these guys Fire UK? And like they make some insane stuff. And we were like, we should totally like see if we can do something with them. And here we are.
It was a very defeated way of just like, well, we were going to do time lapse, and then you showed us up, so we scrapped that idea.
Pretty much.
So,
we were well gels.
On the screen right now, these are a bunch of images from like behind the scenes while we've been building the map, so it's pretty crazy. I had to go through like 9 months worth of like just random screenshots and be like, oh, this is kind of funny.
The top corner is like a waterfall, and we spawned about 400 dogs to see how long it'd take to get to the bottom.
Because that's what we do.
Because why not, you know? You spend forever making these maps, you just need some downtime.
Those rapids was some of the most fun I think I've ever had in Minecraft.
Oh, the one
they
down
were
to
so
Dragon
awesome.
Head.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah.
They worked like proper rapids as well. Like
Yeah,
really
they're like you had to
ride
like
down
maneuver
and
down them
yeah.
and like properly move your very glitchy boat.
So I guess the challenge for you guys was before you were creating set pieces, showcasing. This one had to be an interactive experience, with the story and everything. So.
Well, we loved making things to kill you.
Yeah. Well, that's where I made the Overseer, which Ross does the voice of. Do you want to say something Overseer-y?
We don't have bleeps,
Without
so
swearing.
yeah. We can't censor you.
Like what would he normally say?
Lots of love, the Overseer.
Lots of love, the Overseer.
There we go. I mean, it was pretty interesting writing him because he is really mean all of the time.
He's on Twitter as well, apparently.
Yeah,
he does have a Twitter account, so you can find it. It's like at.
He gets really excited for some reason whenever a new episode comes out. I'm not sure why that would happen. So, again, we'll skip across to some of these more of these, and a few of these are pretty interesting because that one right in the middle is actually kind of an in-progress shot of Dungeon 4 when we were building that. So it's kind of like, it's like bare almost. It's like sad.
Is it
crazy.
annoying when we just kind of waltz through it, blow everything up, and ruin your set piece?
No, it's great. That's
a
even
little
better.
like that.
What's worse is when you guys get really close to where I know nothing's built, and it's like the edge of the world. And I'm like, don't go any further, don't go any further, and you don't. I'm like, oh, thank God.
The amount of stuff you guys have missed as well that we kind of put right.
There's an entire side story.
There's a reason for that.
We're gonna have to show
We're
you.
awful.
When the map's out,
Why do you think we kept making them harder? It was kind of a punishment for you guys just ignoring us.
I remember right at the start there was a big bit where we could go left to like some mystery beach, and it's like optional, and like we were just like no. And then, but then I went and explored it like offline. I was like, oh, should have gone here.
Coulda. And these are some more images towards the end. Now, the one right at the very end is actually a tease for the end of the map, because the map is now officially finished. We've sent it to you. We've sent it to you guys. You're going to be playing it after MineCon, I guess.
Yeah, we only just got it, and obviously we're working on that other video. So yeah, we will definitely do that soon. But hopefully it's exciting.
It's not our fault anymore. So you can stop blaming us on your videos. Just like, oh, we're waiting on Fire UK to finish it.
We're done now. That's it.
I'd say that our job's a little easier than your job in this situation. We're literally just falling around in it.
I mean, if you guys remember all the way back to the beginning, that log cabin where you all started off and then you had to, you had a night before you'd set off. I mean, is it crazy to think how far you guys have come now? You're now in a cave, just to kind of recap, you're in a cave after a huge dungeon. It's crazy just to think how far that is and how far like things have evolved within the map.
I'm excited to see like what the people see when they use it themselves, because there's a lot of stuff we've missed out, and obviously the scale of it's huge. So I'm quite excited about when that's going to be released. I mean, when do you plan on releasing that?
You will see in a trailer that we're showing very soon.
Ooh, yeah, no, I mean, going back to the map, I mean, like the journey, like, I mean, that's something we were talking about as well, like with our intro video, like, there's a very much a journey feel to playing Minecraft and like the exploration. And I think that something that really worked really well in your map was the difference, like almost like the acts, like each one, like more recently when we were going over those bridges and it was really stormy, like that was like crazy. That was awesome.
I mean, what's weird about it is when we went back to the cabin at the beginning, that was all built with original height limit. So like the big dungeons and stuff there, and I'm like, this top of this is just flat. I'm going to have to go back over here at some point before we release.
Yeah.
And then when we go to Dungeon 3, which is the very top image on the screen, that's huge. That goes like all the way, because Dragon Head's underground, and then that goes all the way up to sky limit. And it was so fun to build those huge statues in like, I think they were like all the way up to 235 or something like that, and they were just massive.
One of the many issues of having updates whilst you're making an adventure map.
Yeah, and the TNT didn't work once.
We
you guys
dread every update.
That was
It's
fun.
like, what is this going to break in our system? Do we have to completely redo parts of the map again?
Yeah, so one part of Dungeon 3 is there's a door that blows up, and they were filming, and they went up, they put the button on, and it was going to blow up. Didn't blow up. So Skype call from
it was
Hat
like
Films.
mid-filming.
We're filming an Epic Adventure right now. Can you come fix something? So I have to jump on the server and go fix something. And then Trot decided to just encase me in TNT.
As he does.
No, I didn't. That's a lie. I didn't do that. Of course I didn't.
There's footage somewhere of that.
I think if you look at that top screenshot there, there's like a sort of large arch. Well, those two sort of supporting bits are hollow and full of traps. And I think we've literally set off every single trap in that tower.
When you walk in, you set off every single trap. And you set it off 3 times.
Above expectations. We expected you to set off one and kind of learn from that. No, it was thank you
We
so
don't
much
learn,
for being
do we?
so derpy.
We haven't got better at Minecraft for a year and a half.
And then you stole the eggs as well, which was fantastic. I was just like, oh, I'm just going to steal these monster eggs. Hey.
Oh yeah, spawning things.
I mean, that's kind of the fun stuff as well, looking back at it and kind of feeling, what the map's changed. And that's why we've made this trailer, to kind of go back, look at your series as well as how the map's kind of evolved in itself. So we'll look at this trailer and then briefly talk about it before opening up to Q&A. So let me cue this up, because I'm going to have to do some crazy stuff.
We'll talk a little bit first whilst he gets it together again.
Yeah.
Hello. I'm not going to sing.
I would just like to say, the first dungeon that you guys did, that was supposed to be the easy one. How long did you spend on that?
You spent 2 episodes singing about robot wars and falling off
That's a lot
cliffs.
of Robot Wars references. You had loads.
I love Robot Wars. I wish it would come back.
Wow. Okay, so we're going to play the Epic Adventure trailer here.
I'm very excited.
They haven't seen this yet. Yeah. I'm scared what they're going to like beat me up.
If I get a slap, I'll be...
Who are they?
Christmas. Such an ambiguous time. And there we go.
Amazing. Woo! Looking forward to that.
You can tell that we got actors in to play these guys, because they're just not that good at jumping puzzles.
Although, that section over the lava, the guys who actually were pretending to be you guys died about 100 times because we were in survival mode. So
I don't know why
I was
you
like,
all struggle.
that isn't difficult. Then I just went in and did it in one, and I was like, yep.
Show off.
Clearly, you know, that's why I don't play them. I just make them for torture.
Thanks very much.
Dance with your strings.
I mean, it's kind of come to an end very quickly, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys see at the end, because at the end of that trailer there's like a little tease of what's to come, but it's not going to be quick. Like, I don't think you're going to like have like 2 episodes and epic finale time. It's going to be a pretty long burn, because that's probably the longest part of the map is yet to come.
But the map's coming out in Christmas, is it?
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yearly Christmas present to the fans.
You'll have fun trying to get everything out by then.
No pressure.
You'll just have to do a week.
You built a whole map. I think we can do a few videos.
Oh yeah. They were just like, oh, we just need something a little bit to tie us over. You know, it won't be too long. And a year later, we're still here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to open it up to Q&A stuff now. So if anyone has any questions, I do believe there are 2 microphones for anyone to go and ask questions. We've got about we've got about 10, 15 minutes so if anyone has questions.
As I said earlier on, I don't know if people are still coming at that point. We will do signings outside later on.
Yeah.
So try not to mob us at the doors, though. Outside's like a good outside rather than just there. Please.
Whenever you're ready.
When you do like huge buildings, how much world edit do you use, or voxel sniper or things like that?
Well, in the actual time lapses, we don't use any world edit or anything like that. But beforehand, in building the terrain and stuff, we spend up to a week doing that, depending on how many people are working on it. We have some moderators who literally just go in and build the terrain with voxel sniper, and it can take about up to a week to get to the point where we're really happy with it. But I wouldn't really say the time lapses, except the very, very first one we did. We don't really use any world edit anymore or anything like that.
We did use world edit in the cathedral one, which we showed earlier, to kind of copy the bit because we couldn't be bothered and Portal 2 was on its way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's usually about a week, 2 weeks, depending on the size of the build.
Yeah.
And the server not crashing, thanks to that.
Yeah.
So. But yeah.
How do you stop the name badges showing up? in your
F1.
video?
Fastest question ever.
Yeah, F1 mode, and the rest of it's just used through camera studio
F8
mods.
as well, and that gives you a nice floaty cam that kind of goes smoothly around. That's cool. I like F8.
I call it marijuana cam because it's like, ooh.
I don't think you can say that at Disneyland.
Yeah. Sorry.
Before you do your big builds, how long does it take for you to plan, and how would you do it?
Ooh, that's a big question. It really just depends on the scale of it, because it can be pretty quick. Like we can go, okay, this is kind of what we're going to build, and then go straight from that into, you know, building the time-lapse. Or it can be a 2-3 month long process of building little like templates that we're going to use styles of, or huge landscapes that we're going to be on. It's a big undertaking for all of our members, including us, building it. It can really depend.
Yeah, it is just a project-based thing. Again, as we said, we usually get all the way up to the filming stage and then decide, actually, we're not going to release this or film it for a long time because we've got other projects coming up. So it really depends on how busy we are and how good the idea is, really.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, who's your favorite music composer, kind of like Hans Zimmer and those guys?
Favorite YouTubers?
No, music
composer.
Oh, ooh.
I don't know. Who do you like?
I don't know, who do you?
No, that's a general question out there. Who do you like?
I like music from Inception and Mass
Well, Hans
Effect.
Zimmer does do pretty epic stuff. I wish his music wasn't copyrighted. I would use it all the time. I mean, for us, I think probably approaching Nirvana, if you kind of think of from a music point, but other than that, I just find pieces of really well-composed music on the internet that I can use.
I wish I could write more, kind of do what you guys were talking about, write your music to fit the actual thing, but there is just a time when someone has made just this amazing orchestral piece. But yeah, I guess, you know, Hans Zimmer nails it on the head, actually, because I love Batman.
I do know of a Norwegian one who you can use his
Go on.
music. Jonas B. Ingebretsen.
I think someone's linked me to them before.
Yeah. He's really, really good.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
What texture pack was the space?
It's not released yet, is it? It's called Oberon. It was a couple of our server members made it. So it was just specifically made for the time-lapse. And it was quite a big departure for us from going from... ooh, my laptop's decided to turn itself off. There we go. It's quite a big departure going from DokuCraft, which is what we're so used to, going into, you know, space, because all the blocks are different and everything like that. But the guys who made it did an amazing, amazing job. And I think they're planning to release it.
I believe it might actually already be released. I'm not too sure. There
Check
is a section on our
Minecraft.
forums. You can actually find out about it on fireuk.com.
It should be somewhere. Should be somewhere.
But yeah, no, it was completely worked from the ground up for the time lapse. So if we had any requests, we'd say, hey, we're thinking of doing like pillars and like, you know, bio stuff. They would just completely rework it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
Well, currently I'm sort of not really in brilliant builder like you are, but do you have any suggestions that can help me get up to almost your level of buildings?
My suggestion when anyone ever asks me this is detail. Like, always plan something out without detail and then add as much detail as you can, then destroy all that and then do it again. Then it will look okay by your level. Then you may want to go do it again. Because the thing about being creative in that way is you want to become a perfectionist at the same time, and being creative and a perfectionist is like the worst thing because it takes up so much of your time. But really just aim to kind of mimic real life detail within the builds and use things like stair blocks and, you know, the different orientations they can be to really enhance your builds. Because, I mean, you can't build a dirt house without dirt, but maybe it's a dirt house with some wood around it, and then it starts looking like a mansion. And then you get rid of the dirt, and it's just a mansion.
Yeah. I mean, basically just feel free to use any kind of reference blocks you have.
I can't say that I built an Epic Adventures mansion out of dirt first or anything. I'm not going to say that. No, that didn't happen.
Dirt houses.
That didn't happen.
But don't be afraid to like destroy your own work as well. Like, as I was saying during the time lapse, we tear down a lot of the stuff we build, even though it looks okay. We're like, actually, we kind of want to go with like something else and just try the water. And if it doesn't work, you can always build it back up again. You know.
Yeah.
Just feel free to test the waters a little bit and just go, hey, I'll just do it for the sake of doing it. If it doesn't work, hey, it doesn't work. You know, you've learned that that doesn't work then.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Cool.
Have you ever done a time lapse without a texture pack, or do you intend to?
The one in the opening ceremony that we did for Mojang, the little Kybera map, that was in default, and that is the only one in recent knowledge that we use just the default on. It's kind of weird for us going back to it.
We don't dislike default, it's just that obviously having a custom texture pack gives us freedom to add in anything we're missing. Like I said with the space one, oddly enough we turned glass into like an iron pillar because we already had kind of
glass wasn't glass in space.
Yeah.
Ice was glass, so we had to make sure ice melting was off and stuff like that. And glass was almost like an industrial support pillar.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what it was. So it's kind of weird. And that's the best thing about texture packs, though, is you can kind of change the way Minecraft looks completely in just the click of a button, which I really like.
But I mean, I play when I play survival, I do it in default because it brings me back to the traditional Minecraft. So, but in terms of what we film,
good job.
Yeah, you know, we use our own custom artists and stuff. So,
thank you. Thanks.
I need someone to recommend me like a hot drink after this to cure me of all coldy fluiness.
In Minecraft, there's only squares. How would you react if circles were added?
I think I'd probably be really confused for a while, and then try to figure out how to build with them. I'm not sure if just like if you imagine the space of a block and then putting a circle in the middle, it would be really difficult to build with that. But if maybe they had like hemispheres that were like square bases and then it was rounded on top, that kind of stuff wouldn't bother me as much. Because, I mean, they've done something similar, kind of changing things up with the stair blocks recently, because if you have a corner on that, they all mix together now, which is kind of a good, you know, change for them. Because, I mean, with that, it makes making kind of nice flowing corners a lot better.
Yeah. Although I have found that going back to a couple of builds, they've auto-corrected, like, the corners to that. Yeah. So we'll go back to our old builds, and it just looks completely different. We're like, what did someone do to the roof?
It's Mojang.
And it's just completely moved around. But I don't know, I probably wouldn't get used to it. I find blocks nice and easy to count, so if I had circles, I just wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
What was your favorite build that you've done?
My favorite build actually is one called Dwarven City, and it's one, why I like it so much is probably because of the camera work, because it was before Camera Studio, and I mean, Hat Films talked about this in their panel earlier, that they use Camera Studio to record everything in terms of camera movements in Minecraft, and that's what we do. But before that, what we used to do is use web and then hold W and Alt on the keyboard, so then the camera would keep moving forward. So when I used to do moving shots, it used to be kind of like a completely manual thing. And
we did some crazy contraptions for that.
We did some really weird
web,
stuff.
Sword, holding W, leaning to the side.
Yeah,
it was
because
just
if you hold the sword, like blocking with the sword, that slows you down as well. So I used everything to slow us down to the smallest amount, and then it got to a really good point. And then
we usually had to like get rid of the web in front of you and like build it like somewhere else because you're going the wrong way. Because as soon as you got out of that web, it's like, oh no, there's the speed gone.
Yeah, and then someone said, oh, there's this mod that can do all that for you. And then I cried for about 4 days, and then came back and used it.
Okay, thank you.
When you're doing your builds, how much of like the stuff is like down to the creativity of the individual builder, and how much is like dictated by you and like the team leaders?
See, that's an interesting question. Yeah. That's probably one of the like a really good question for everyone on the server as well. But what it would be is it's kind of split. Sometimes we have a build or a template or something like that we have that then that team builds. But then, especially in the space time lapse, we had a bunch of people who just went in and built just by themselves, and then they were being creative by that. I mean, the build leaders are there as kind of almost like wardens to everyone, you know, to oversee. I didn't want to say overseer with Ross sat there, so I mean, they just kind of watch them and then make sure that the builds aren't, you know, really bad.
Well, we usually stick like 2 people in the teams. We have a team leader who kind of coordinates the team as a whole, like helps people out, answers questions and stuff. And then we have an architect who is like with us in the design process of the templates and everything. So they kind of say, okay, like, your build's good there, but like why don't you try adding like pillars in there, and they kind of explain it a little bit more in detail. But they're still free to go with whatever they want. You know, we really, the space one we opened up to complete free build, so anyone could do what they want.
Yeah, which is cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
By how much do you speed up your videos?
Oh, it depends. It really does, because I do it all in After Effects. I go into time remapping, and then say if the shot's fairly short, say if the shot's like maybe 30 minutes, I just speed it up to a minute. But then if it's over that, like some shots we've had are like 2 hours long, I really just have to like gauge it like at the spot of when editing, because sometimes I speed it up to a certain amount in After Effects and it's just like, this is way too slow. So then I have to go into like whatever editing program like Sony Vegas or Premiere Pro and speed it up again, just so that then it fits to the tempo of the music and the beats and everything.
Thank you.
What inspired you to build the space build?
The space build, there's a few reference images, but I think the big inspirations behind it from me as kind of a gamer point of view would be things like Mass Effect and Halo. I mean, one of the Space Fighter hangar is a complete inspiration of the Pillar of Autumn hangar from Halo. It's like almost like a complete free build. Like I built that before as well. Like it was just me and like one other guy, and then we had to time lapse it. And I was like, oh, I just built this, but now I have to do it again.
I think the original idea for Space, though, the original concept was that I guess we were kind of running dry on ideas of stuff to do on the ground. Like we've kind of covered most of the stuff we've already done, and it's like, do we have to do another castle? Do we have to do another one of these? So we thought we need to go outside the box, and the only way is up, basically.
But if that makes people worry, you saying that we're out of ideas to do things on the ground. We've just got new ideas. Literally, I was in a meeting before we came to MineCon with some of our moderators for this awesome new idea that we're going to be prepping for like early next year. So just keep your eyes on Fire UK for that, because it's going to be really, really cool.
But no, Space was like, I think we just went for a sci-fi moment of we all were talking about it, especially with Halo and stuff coming up at the time, and we were like, we really want to go out into space and just take Minecraft with us.
If anyone wants you to donate like $100,000 to Fire UK to take me into space, I'd be okay with that. Maybe, maybe
I think I'd be okay
with
you going into space as well. That might,
Yeah, it's just a one-way trip, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Giant cannon just up the way.
Great.
Thanks.
Use them for medical experiments and stuff.
What do you think of builds where they use the natural form of the land?
Sometimes. I mean, terrain is quite a big thing. We've always discussed doing a time-lapse where we use voxel sniper to build the terrain as well, haven't we? We just never have.
Yeah. It depends on the style. Like mostly for the buildings we have them in mind with a terrain base to them, so we usually build that beforehand. But I mean, I think on the asteroid one, we built a lot of the asteroids straight there, just out of the blue.
It's always interesting to go in with the terrain, if it's like a huge mountain or something, and really carve it out and turn it into something that is a build. And I think that's one of the interesting things about Minecraft is you could use default terrain and make the terrain look really good just by building on it, which is pretty cool.
I've had ideas for stuff before. I think it was the 10,000 subscriber video on the old channel. I got the idea for that time lapse just